and now I'll have time to reflect on that later. But the moment I asked him about being in the movie Airplane, playing with his hero, Robert Stack, Adam, the biggest smile came across his face. He opened up. He was expansive in his answers. Well, it didn't take a mental giant to know, well, let me pursue this a bit more. But my producer got in the ear. He says, go back to the Jerry West question. And when I did, he shut down. So I learned a lesson. You go by what you see, feel, your instincts are, and you can still come back around to that, but it will be in the context of.
Good afternoon and get ready for good evening. It's Tanger Basketball on ESPN 1015 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com along with Fuller Digital Solutions. This is the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show. What a great doubleheader we have for you this afternoon. As I mentioned, going into the evening just past 4:30, getting ready for tip-off of game number 1 of 2 coming up tonight. It's the girls first and then the boys to follow. It's been a busy week of basketball for all 4 of these teams, including Beresford, who we'll talk about in just a moment with them dealing with COVID-19. As we know, this is a makeup game from earlier this season. But last night, if you missed out on the action, the Vermillion girls and boys were in action. And the Vermillion girls, they had a tough night against Lamar's Lady Bulldogs out of the state of Iowa, losing 61-37. Never found the stride when it came to shooting. In fact, their first 3 shots never hit iron for the Vermillion Tangers. Big rebounding girls for Lamar's, able to take advantage on the glass with the missing Leah Herbster. And as I mentioned, Lamar's never looked back, cruising to a big victory last night. And that wrapped up the season for Lamar's. The one good note about that for the Vermillion Tangers is how good Lamar's is. They get the maximum seed points there of 41 because Lamar's a 4A team out of the state of Iowa. That's considered a double-A team. Not quite the size of Sioux Falls teams, maybe more of an Harrisburg if you would look at when you compare Lamar's to Vermillion. But again, get maximum seed points even though you lost. So you get 41 points instead of the crucial just 37 for the Vermillion girls. On the flip side of that, the Vermillion boys with no shot clock in the state of Iowa, you wondered how much of that would be a threat. Also a very hot shooting Bulldogs team. 3-pointers, though, last night were non-existent. Vermillion in a close one at halftime, 24-17, including a buzzer beater 3 from Kale Mockler before halftime to extend it to that 7-point lead. Able to come out in the third quarter. Both teams traded buckets. Vermillion's defense started to hold in the fourth quarter. And again, with no shot clock, basically able to kind of not hold on to it for the entire last 2 minutes, but I bet about a minute 40 of those last 2 minutes was Vermillion just holding on to it, getting that victory, as I mentioned, a big one, 59-45, and continuing to stay undefeated on their season. Now we get ready for this region matchup, and as we mentioned on the flip side for the Beresford Watchdogs, it has been very difficult when it comes to finding games and making games up. Now, they went into COVID-19 protocols after there were cases that were found inside the high school that were spreading throughout, had the shut down school for a little bit, get things cleaned up, and of course athletics, well, they took a couple-week hiatus, and by the time they came back, they got 1 practice in before going straight into action, including games against Garrettson, Alcester Hudson, and Elk Point Jefferson. And for the Lady Watchdogs, it has been nothing but straight losses for them since coming back from COVID, including Garrettson on Tuesday night, where they lost 43-31, lost a heartbreaker against Alcester Hudson 39-34, and then Elk Point Jefferson came in and blew the doors off of the Watchdogs last night 43-23 as Bogue and Niles were held in check, and they just need to see if they can't get their feet underneath them and try to find some wins. Again, seed points are so important for the Beresford Watchdogs they still have a chance to host a first-round game in the region playoffs, but they basically need to win out at this point. And again, they play Vermillion, Wagner, Lenox, and Tri-Valley, and a big one against Lenox coming up on the 16th for the Beresford Watchdogs. But again, trying to find that offense, something that has struggled so far this year, at least coming back from COVID, it has struggled as they're averaging just under 33 points a ball game. Coming up here on the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show, we are going to catch up with head coach John Brooks, hear his reaction from last night's tough shooting performance and what his team needs to do in less than 24 hours to bounce back and see if they can't wrap up the Region 4 with a win. That's all on the way here on the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show on ESPN 1015 AM 1570 and around the world at kvtk.com.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
Call Farm Bureau agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Thread Ink in downtown Vermillion can help personalize any item for your business, organization, school, or individual needs. Thread Ink has thousands of items they can customize just for you. Now through March 31st, take 25% off the retail price of engravable items and embroidery services. Bring in your own design or choose from one of theirs, and they'll bring your item to life. Thread Ink at 106 East Main Street in Vermillion. They're here to make sure you stand out.
Tyler here from Burt's Sports Bar and Grill in Beresford. Tonight, join us at Burt's Sports Bar and Grill for an evening meal we are sure you'll enjoy. We have specials every night and a full menu with wraps, sandwiches, and something for the kids. Be sure to order some of our tasty appetizers and plan on having a good time. Bring the whole family. Your friends would probably already be here. Don't cook tonight. Instead, come experience Burt's Sports Bar and Grill in Beresford. Like us on Facebook and check us out online at burtsbar.com.
Are you thinking about getting a new roof? Well, look no more and contact Days Roofing today at 712-898-9579. Days Roofing covers territory from Cherokee to Sloan, Iowa, and from Sioux Falls to Yankton, South Dakota, covering a 60 to 80 mile radius from Sioux City. Days Roofing has a crew of over 10 years experience and they complete almost every job in one day. Days Roofing is known for excellent work and great cleanup after the job's done. Call Days Roofing today for an estimate at 712-898-9579. Again, 712-898-9579.
Muller Auto Parts in Beresford invites you to their huge annual filter sale on now through February 19th. All CarQuest Blue filters are on sale. Take advantage of deep discounts on every filter, including oil, air, hydraulic, water filters, much more too. Hey, last year alone, Brad had over 3 pallets filled as high as you can go with CarQuest Blue filters you ordered, because everyone knows that you won't find a better filter deal. So hurry to Muller Auto Parts in Beresford through February 19th. Muller Auto Parts, your CarQuest dealer, Beresford.
It's a Saturday afternoon and headed into a Saturday evening of basketball here on ESPN 1015 AM 1570 and around the world at kvtk.com along with Fuller Digital Solutions. This is the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show as we get you set. Just got done talking about the Beresford Watchdog girls basketball team as they took a tough loss to Elk Point Jefferson last night and continues to be that busy stretch for them with all the games they missed being out for 2 weeks with COVID-19 and now just trying to make them up in a hurry. It is really starting to show the tired leg of the boys and the girls team. Last night, the Vermillion Tanagers were also in action, and it was a tough shooting night for them. They came out just struggling, not finding their rhythm whatsoever. Lamar's jumped out quickly and never looked back, rolling to a victory 61-37. After that game, I caught up with head coach John Brooks. We talked about the struggles on offense of having a day off of school and then coming into this game, and now the quick turnaround in less than 24 hours. What does he expect to see from his team on this turnaround? Here he is, head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion Tanagers. Coach Brooks, a tough game for the girls tonight. It seemed as though the rhythm was off, having a day off of a school day like today. How much of a factor do you think that played, not being in the same usual routine that they usually have?
I don't really know. I just think that, I know the girls got up together. They had some breakfast together at a teammate's house, and we're kind of together all day. So, from that standpoint, we thought that was good. But obviously we just didn't show up and play the way we wanted to. Lamar's is really good. We can't take anything away from them. They shot it really well from the outside tonight, and Temple inside is really tough to stop. But there were some things just in the first half that we just usually don't do defensively, and we had some effort things that didn't quite go that way we wanted to. So kind of had to reboot everything at halftime, and I thought we showed some more life there in the second half, which was good.
Yeah, you talk about as well trying to reboot there, and it seemed like in that first half, I mean, you look up, you see the scoring, it was just an absolute struggle, and it seems like that has been the trouble the last two games now, is consistent scoring that we've really seen all season long. We go back, is it to that lack of focus? Is it to the lack of practice? Or is it just kind of that end of season now on the mind and knowing what's all about to come up here within the next week?
Yeah, I think sometimes at this point of the year you kind of see a sluggish game every once in a while, just getting worn down a little bit. But it's also the time of the year that you want to be playing really well. And up until tonight, we kind of told the girls in the halftime, tonight we were just not the same team that we were against West Central and Sioux Falls Christian and those teams, and that's the team that we need to get back for the last couple of weeks here. So it starts tomorrow with Beresford.
It does start right away tomorrow with Beresford. Let's walk through this next 22 hours for your team. What does it take on you as a coaching staff to get refocused, go into game planning on your end to make sure the girls are ready?
Yeah, we got our scout done on Beresford. We had some film on them, and we've been able to see, Beresford's kind of a tough one because they've been out with the COVID stuff. So they have not played for a couple weeks, and then they are all of a sudden piling a ton of games in this week. They're playing again tonight as well. So we've been able to see them a little bit since they've come back, and it's going to be a quick one tomorrow for scouting. We'll meet a little bit early before the bus leaves, and we'll get through a little game plan. But after tonight, a lot of it was like we told the girls, it's just going to be about us. We need to take care of the things that we need to take care of.
Is the game plan sort of tomorrow to get out and run against Beresford? As you mentioned, the heavy legs of them consistently having games this week. If you can get them to run that first half, you might be able to cruise to an easy victory in that second half. Is that part of the game plan?
I think we always got to try to push the ball. And, unfortunately tonight, the hard part was rebound. In order to push the ball, you got to rebound it. Yeah. And that was a struggle for us tonight in the first half especially. So we'll have to rebound really well. And then, yes, hopefully we can get some transition points, especially early in the first quarter, just to get us going offensively.
Who do you look at for the Watchdogs who really worries you when it comes to scoring offensively?
Yeah, they got Niles and Bogue. Niles was out last year with a torn ACL, played a ton as a freshman for him, and she's a junior now back, and she's, the tough part is they're both 6 foot long athletic kids, and Bogue had a triple-double right before they went on their COVID break there. She had 3 games in a row where she scored 20, so those two are really, really good for them, and they rebound well. They're long, athletic in their zone. They run a big zone, a big 3-2 zone. They're very athletic. They look for a ton of steals. So we're going to have to be really sharp offensively to get good shots, and then we'll have to shut those two down on the other end.
We are also in that potential. This might be a matchup that you see here quickly again with the regions. How much is that on your mind of maybe not showing your whole hand?
I think tomorrow, like we kind of talked about, I don't think there's a ton of game plan that can go in tomorrow with such a quick turnaround for them and us, where you kind of just got to go out and take care of yourself. So I think both teams will be focused on themselves. Obviously, we got some scout things that we'll be looking at, but then, obviously after tomorrow and when we get some more time, if we end up seeing them again, there'll probably be a lot more scouting that goes into that second game.
Again, that's head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion girls talking about a tough loss last night against the Lamar's Lady Bulldogs, 61-37. Vermillion, they get even closer to wrapping up their season. Game tonight game on Tuesday, game on Thursday before they head into region playoffs. Can they get a big win inside the region as they wrap up Region 4? That's coming up next with the opening tip and the starting lineups between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Beresford Watchdogs right here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
Call Farm Bureau agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
As you clear that last patch of snow from your driveway, breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air before you throw yourself into a monstrous snow pile and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Shriek for tide-turning reversals, whoop at game-winning threes, and gasp in awe at a perfect back walkover. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Here's what people say about Carlson's Body Shop in Beresford. One customer, quote, absolutely fantastic service. Another, Mike and Dan Carlson have a great family business. One more, we've been going to the shop since we've moved to town. Quality repair for reasonable money. For all your vehicle needs, count on Carlson's Body Shop in Beresford and check them out on Facebook.
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
I'm Jenny Bolig from the Yankton Slumberland. After over a decade of customer service in our store, helping my customers with our free interior design service is still my favorite part of my job. Not all customers feel confident designing their own room. Whether you need help measuring, matching up with new paint or carpet, or have remodeled or built new, we are here to help you understand how to arrange and purchase for your room. Enjoy free design service at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway. It's a good life.
Jensen Insurance and Real Estate in Beresford is a family-owned business for 75 years this year. Stop and see the friendly agents at Jensen for home, auto, farm, crop, commercial, along with life and health insurance. At Jensen Insurance and Real Estate in Beresford, the focus is providing value to their customers by minimizing your risk and finding coverage that fits your needs. See Jensen Insurance and Real Estate with locations in Beresford, Elk Point, and Sioux Falls. Good luck to the Beresford Watchdogs.
Beresford High School as we get you set for some Saturday afternoon and heading into the evening for some basketball here. A doubleheader between the Vermillion Tanagers along with the Beresford Watchdogs. Suki Ford running our video stream tonight. I'm Heath Nimke. We are getting even closer to tip-off. We just got done hearing from head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion girls. Did not catch up with head coach Scott Ebert. Decided not to have an interview, but talked about this girls team. And as you may have heard it so far on our pregame show, this is going to be a tough matchup for them, just continuing this repetition that they've had now here the past few days. Again, game on Tuesday, game on Thursday, game on Friday, and now this game here tonight before even next week, another 3 games for the Watchdogs. And talking about the Region 4, it's starting to take shape even more. And as we know, it's going to be wrapping up next week at 12-5 on their season, both Dakota Valley and T area at that 12-5 mark. However, when it comes to seed points, T area has gone back ahead since Tuesday evening. They're at 43.471, Dakota Valley at 43.353. Now, with the loss last night for the Vermillion Tanagers, they're more than a point behind Dakota Valley, which it's not for certain yet, but it looks like Vermillion is going to be alone at that number 3 spot with 42.059 seed points. Now, of course, that number will change, and the Tanagers' record at 10-7 will also change. But again, probably not going to be enough seed points left for Vermillion to jump over Dakota Valley or even potentially T area to grab that number 2 spot, but still have a chance to host a one game inside region playoffs and maybe even 2, but that'd have to be an upset. In 4th place is Canton. They're almost a full 2 points behind Vermillion at 40.286, 9-5 on their season. Again, Vermillion beat Canton much earlier this season, and in fact, game number 2 when they got a 20-plus point win. In 5th place, it is Lennox at 39.111. 70-11 on their season. As we mentioned, Elk Point jumped Beresford last night in seed points because of the win, 36.944 at 4-14 on their season. And then Beresford down there at the bottom spot at 36.692. Overall record of 3-10, and Beresford has a lot of these games to continue to make up again. Vermillion, and then Wagner, Lennox, and Tri-Valley all next week. Do want to bring a quick note while looking at it. When it comes to next week and games that we'll be covering, of course, we'll have the Madison game for the Vermillion boys on Monday, the Wagner game on Tuesday in a doubleheader, and then on Thursday, there's 2 different games. The Vermillion girls go to Irene Wakanda, and the Vermillion boys go to Flandreau. I know for sure myself, the radio will be traveling up to Flandreau to cover the Vermillion boys, and the only reason that is because it's a further trip. It does not come down to the Vermillion boys being undefeated or anything like that. We always follow the much further team in travel, so we'll be following the Flandreau boys instead of the Irene Wakanda Eagles and the Vermillion girls, but still looking forward to that matchup and coming up with more games next week. All right, we're going to take a break for our national anthem, and when we come back, we have our opening tip that is on the way next here on ESPN 1015 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show. Tip-off is moments away. Let's head courtside. Here's the voice of the Vermillion Tanagers, Keith Nimke.
It's the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show on ESPN Radio. As we get ready to wrap it up, let's get into game time between the Watchdogs and the Tanagers. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First, we'll begin with the Beresford Watchdogs, the home team on the scoreboard tonight. It'll be number 4, Anna Atwood, the 5'8 junior guard. Number 13, Savannah Beeson, the 5'3 sophomore guard. Number 21, Addison Hansen, the 5'10 sophomore guard. Number 22, Kara Niles, the 6'1 junior forward. And number 30, Laura Bogue, the 5'11 senior forward. For the Vermillion Tanagers, a slight change in the starting lineup. There'll be number 1, Casey Hansen, the 5'8 8th grade guard. Number 5, Shandy Ludwig, the 5'3 senior guard. Number 20, Lexi Plitzwhite, the 5'9 senior guard. Number 25, Chandler Cleveland, the 5'9 freshman forward. And number 33, Brooke Jensen, the 5'10 8th grade guard, as Leah Herbster is out this evening once again. Meeting in the center circle, Laura Bogue, Brooke Jensen, ball quickly in the air, and we're right underway as we begin quarter number 1. The Watchdogs moving from left to right as you see it on the radio dial and your camera screen tonight. for the Vermillion Tangers, and they're all red uniforms, numbers and letters that are in white, freshly clean jerseys as well after action last night. A baseline feed goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by the Beresford Watchdogs, trying to handle it there and could not in a quick turnover. Brooke Jensen was in there, but again, the Vermillion Tangers catch the lucky break. So they bring their first offensive possession into Jensen, turnaround jumper off the heel, and it's going to be poked out of bounds once again, and this time they say it's off of Cleveland. Again, Leah Herbster missing. Brooke Jensen struggled last night in shooting. In fact, her first 3 shots missed iron in that first quarter, but it was an overall bad night of shooting for the Vermillion Tangers. The full court press is on. Trying to break it is Hansen. They finally are able to do so, and they work it back to the top for the Beresford Watchdogs. It goes to Laura Bogue. Back to the near wing. Now controlling it is Niles. Back to Bogue. Those two just want to play back and forth. Now they get it down to the low block. Going up through some contact. Nothing called. Misses everything, but Atwood gets back. It's 6 seconds on the shot clock. Again, this first one missed everything. Second attempt now with the runner is Beeson. This one off the mark, and a quick whistle. Battling for the rebound. Called against the Beresford Watchdogs. And the foul goes against Savannah Beeson, picking up her first personal and the first team foul. Lexi Plitzowhite will shoot it up to Hansen across the timeline. Hansen bounce pass to Jensen. Now a pass way too high for Cleveland, and that goes out of bounds. Vermillion with their first turnover of the basketball game. They picked up 7 turnovers in the first quarter last night against Lamar's. 6:42 first quarter. We're still knotted 0 apiece. Slowly bringing it across the B logo goes Niles, using her right-handed dribble, guarded closely by Cleveland. Now they work it to the near wing and back out to the far wing now on a bounce pass over to Niles once again. Niles goes to the free throw line, puts up the runner. This one doesn't fall. Rebounded by Cleveland. Both teams scoreless in this first quarter. Ludwig uses the burst of speed to get it into the front court. Now back behind her to Hansen. Hansen uses a head bob. No one bites though. Now to Jensen in the purple lane. She puts up the underhand shot. It's left short and rebounded by the Watchdogs. Rolke will come into the front court with it now. Or I'm sorry, Bogue will come into the front court with it. They move it around to the far wing with Hansen. Back to the top with Niles, and now into the lane once again. Nothing doing as it's lost for just a sec. Now Atwood gets it in the corner along the baseline. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 5:42 first quarter. Back out to Bogue. Bogue has nowhere to go against Cleveland. She just puts up a tough shot, bounces around the iron a couple times, won't fall through, and Vermillion with the rebound. Jensen up to Plitzowhite. Plitzowhite tried to split a double team, but her space is cut off. Now makes a high pass to Hansen. Hansen over to Ludwig, the catch and shoot 3. Back iron off the mark, and Beeson is going to come with the rebound. But right through the back is Lexi Plitzowhite picking up her first personal foul and the first team foul. Both teams have more fouls called on them so far in this first quarter than we've seen points. 5:19 first quarter. Bogue will slowly bring it into the offensive side. Dribble it to the top and now shoot it over to Beeson. Back behind to her, trying to get it to Niles. Loose basketball, finally picked up by Niles right at the timeline. Now they get along to the near wing with Atwood. Atwood has Ludwig all in her face. Back behind once again to Niles. Niles in the lane, loses her dribble, gets it back to Beeson. Elbow jumper off the mark. Battling for the rebound is Atwood. Knocked around, picked up by Laura Bogue. Bogue goes back up with it. She misses it, knocked around, goes out of bounds. The officials say it was last touched by Beresford. 4:45 first quarter, 0-0. Can you tell these two teams played last night? It sure looks like it. Lexi Plitzowhite will bring it across the 10-second line. Squares up, decides not to pull the trigger on the 3. Now to Jensen at the elbow. Turnaround jumper for her. This misses everything but Cleveland there. She threw that up so high that it hit the shot clock. That's out of bounds. And we'll reset. 0-0, 4:32 first quarter. Again, both teams had more turnovers, more fouls, of course, way more possessions than what they've had with points. Now Niles, the wing 3, knocks it down. First points of the ball game come for Kara Niles. She saw that Lexi Plitzowhite wasn't facing her, decided to pull the trigger, and makes a big 3. It's the first points of the ball game. Hansen now has it Free throw line extended. Into lane once again to Jensen. She misses again off the heel of the rim. Beeson with the rebound for the Watchdogs. Quickly just hands it to her teammate, Hansen. Hansen back over to Beeson. Now they work it to Bogue. Bogue to Atwood. Moving it around the perimeter with 22 seconds. Niles takes one dribble. Now get it back to Bogue. Bogue trying to get it inside against Lexi Plitzowite. Plitzowite, the pesky defense, not going to let her. Now to Jensen. The pass slips through her fingertips like butter, but picked back up with the loose basketball, and Hansen. Plitzowite now gets it to Cleveland, back to Jensen, who has 4 different Watchdogs around her. She loses the basketball in between her legs, quickly the opposite way. Maybe a travel, maybe not. Doesn't get called. Laura Bogue throws it off the glass. It's a quick 5-0 lead as the Beresford Watchdogs get 5 points on their last 3 possessions. After starting almost the first halfway through this first quarter without any points. Ludwig the 3 on the wing. This one off the mark. Rebounded once again by the Beresford Watchdogs. Watchdogs into the front court, this time with Niles. Over to Atwood. To Beeson. She takes a couple steps up to the block, throws up the shot, can't get the fall, no rebound, and finally continue to be knocked around along the baseline. It will go out of bounds. Last touch by Anna Atwood, be Vermillion basketball. Jensen will come out for the first time this afternoon, and now coming in will be Mulherrin. Only substitution we've seen for either team, 5-0. The Beresford Watchdogs lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. It's Hansen. She's knocked down, and they're going to call it a travel. Good call there by the officials. Hansen just turned around into some contact, lost her balance, and then tried to move around on her knees with the ball. And, of course, that's going to be called for a travel each time. 5-0, 2:37 first quarter. Vermillion's lowest scoring quarter they've ever had this season, 5 points. It's controlled along the far wing with Niles. Back out, now a three-pointer. This one is knocked down. I'm sorry, it was a pass from Hansen to Niles. Niles has hit 2 threes in this first quarter, 8-0, 2:15. Mulherrin back out to Plitzowite. To Hansen at the free throw line. Over to Ludwig. She'll shoot the wing 3. This one hits the iron dice, but an offensive rebound by Cleveland. She goes back up. Can't finish her shot, but a shooting foul called, and it will send Cleveland to shoot a pair. The foul called against Anna Atwood. That's her first personal, and the second team foul called on the Watchdogs. 8-0, 2:06 first quarter. Here comes the first point for Vermillion. Maybe. First free throw, knocked down. And Cleveland finally wipes away the goose egg. Cleveland has a second attempt upcoming, but first we're going to get a timeout. Quick substitution was made there. It was Ludwig who came out for Regner's. Scott Ebert uses his first timeout. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to Tanger Basketball on ESPN 1015 AM 1570.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
It's Region 4 basketball here on ESPN 1015 AM 1570. As stepping up to shoot will be Cleveland, and she goes 2 of 2 after the stoppage of play from the free throw line. It's the first 2 points for the Vermillion Tanagers. But right now it's the Watchdogs who lead 8-2, just under 2 minutes remaining first quarter. Atwood has it along the baseline, holding above her head, pass back out, but it's going to be stolen away by Cleveland. All right, Cleveland getting in it here now. The forward freshman, she's been talented all year long. Hansen now has it low block. She's triple team. Back out to a wide open Plitzowite. Plitzowite, the three-pointer in and out. Mulherrin, though, the offensive rebound. A pass to the shins. Plitzowite has to pick it back up. Now to Mulherrin, back to Plitzowite. Into lane to Hansen. Hansen's jumper is blocked by Hansen, and then it will go out of bounds. By the way, Casey Hansen, along with Addison Hansen, spelled differently. Addison has it with an E, Casey with an O, if you were curious. I just wanted to give you that. Quick substitution as now Casey Hansen will come out of the basketball game. Lily Johnson and Jensen back in the ball game. Also, Cleveland finds a spot on the bench. So those are the two substitutions made by the Vermillion Tangers. It's Bogue who has it. The top with Beeson. Beeson back over to Atwood. Atwood pull-up jumper in front of Regnerus. This one off the mark and rebounded by Jensen. Jensen to Plitzowite all the way back out to Regnerus. She thought about the catch and shoot, then her dribble is knocked away by Laura Bogue. And Vermillion continues to struggle on offense and just not putting up shots, having consistent turnovers. To the top with Niles. Niles hands it to Atwood, moving it around this right side to Bogue. Back to Niles, squares up, shoots the three. This one's off the mark, but it's going to go off the foot of Laura Bogue, trying to pick up the loose basketball that hit off the right of the iron and went straight to her toes. Could not pick it up, goes out of bounds. Vermillion basketball, 8-2, 44.1 remaining in this Region 4 matchup. Of course, it's a doubleheader, Vermillion boys to follow. Again, Vermillion boys undefeated after they got a win against receiving votes Lamar's out of the state of Iowa. Johnson, as we get back in action, she puts up her three. This one off the mark, and now a battle in the lane. No tie-up called, and it will stay with the Vermillion Tangers as Mulliheron comes out of the pile with it. Plitzowite tries to make a pass in the lane. Ball's knocked around. Regnerus chases after it, and it's going to be an over and back called as there's never a full possession by the Watchdogs. So Vermillion, another turnover even after Regnerus ran it down. 8-2, 15.6 first quarter. The Watchdogs will be able to hold on to it for the last second shot and maybe get it to a 9-point lead. It's controlled at the top of the key with Niles, working closely on Brooke Jensen. Niles in off the glass, and Kara Niles, 8 points in this first quarter. 10-2, 2 seconds. Ludwig to Mulliheron. Mulliheron will never put up a shot as she didn't realize the clock, and that's the end of the first quarter. It's all Beresford Watchdogs, 10-2. You're listening to Region 4 basketball on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570. We're back in 60 seconds.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
And far too often.
So we're buying a bigger home.
A 4-bedroom, but, with room to grow.
Your ocular cavity is malfunctioning.
Because we want kids.
Calculating offspring life insurance.
No, wait, we only have a cat.
Calculating farm insurance.
Is there somebody else who can help us?
Only a human who knows you can create a plan that's right for you. That's why for 80 years we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau Agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
Back here at Watchdog High School in town of Beresford, South Dakota. It's a 10-2 early first quarter lead as we begin the second. Now a quick turnover once again, and a shot off the glass. Can't fall for Laura Bogue. And Vermillion comes up with the rebound. It's Lexi Plitzowite who will bring it in. She'll just square up and shoot the two off the mark, but she is fouled from behind, and she'll head to the free throw line. A tough first quarter for the Vermillion Tangers. Have absolutely no rhythm. It kind of picks up right where they left off in that first half against Lamar's last night. By the way, the foul was called on Andell, picking up her first personal and the third team foul. First free throw is off the mark for Lexi Plitzowite. She'll have a second attempt upcoming. It's up and gets it to fall. Lexi Plitzowite, her first point in the ball game. 10-3, 7:31 second quarter. And Vermillion has yet to hit a field goal here in the ball game. All three of their points have come from the charity stripe. Bogue has it back out to Andell. Squares up, shoots the three. This one's off the mark and rebounded by Cleveland. Cleveland over to Ludwig as she'll bring it across the B logo. Back to Plitzowite, into Jensen. Jensen threw a little bit of contact. Her shot off to the left, and rebound by Niles, and then a reach in from behind on the Vermillion Tangers as they will pick up their third team foul. The foul will be called against Cleveland, picking up her second personal. 10-3, 7:05, second quarter. Jensen, Hansen, Cleveland, Ludwig, and Plitzowite all on the court right now for the Vermillion Tangers. And it is the starting five of Beresford, Atwood, Beeson, Hansen, Niles, and Bogue all on the court. Bogue has it through contact, just heaves up a shot. And this will send Laura Bogue to the free throw line as Plitzowite never gave her any room to shoot. Plitzowite also picks up her second personal and the fourth team foul. First free throw, this one knocked down for Laura Bogue. She now has 3 points in the ball game. 8 points for Kara Niles in that first quarter. Out of the 10, after it was a 10-2 lead for the Watchdogs. Second free throw, this one's off the mark, and then a quick foul called on the rebound against Anna Atwood, picking up her second personal and the fourth team foul against the Beresford Watchdogs. Again, Vermillion has committed more fouls than they have points. I should say scoring more points. Only 4 fouls. 11-3, 6:50 second quarter. Hansen will bring it into the front court. Now work it over to Jensen. Down to Plitzowite at the low block. Back out to Ludwig. She'll shoot the three. This one is off the mark and rebounded by Laura Bogue. Again, Vermillion yet to hit a field goal here in this first half. Niles over to Beeson. Back to Laura Bogue. Now over to Niles. She squares up to shoot another three, leaves this one short off the left iron, battling for the rebound, and it will go out of bounds, last touched by the girls in red. Lexi Plitzowite was in there with Cleveland trying to fight for it back, but unable to do so. 11-3, 6:21, second quarter. Hansen slaps the ball once and will now get it into Atwood at the Beresford logo of a B. Down to Niles, down to Atwood, and the shot won't count as the whistle was called before the shot. It will be a foul on Shandy Ludwig, picking up her first personal and the 15th foul now. 6:17, second quarter. Inbounds pass quickly to Bogue, splits the double team, and it's going to roll around and fall through. Laura Bogue quickly up to 5 points. 3 in this second quarter. It's 13-3, all Beresford. And now a pass that will slip through the hands of Jensen, and another turnover. Vermillion has committed 4 turnovers already in this second quarter. In fact, they've only put up 2 shots as well. Got a couple offensive rebounds, but nothing to show for it. It's Niles back out to Beeson. Now to the top with Bogue. Bogue works it over to Atwood. Back to Laura Bogue. To Niles. 5:38. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Pass on to Bogue. She loses her footing and is going to lose the basketball. Vermillion picks it up with Plitzowite, and Plitzowite going into the lane, trying to take the charge is Beeson. Can't do so. Instead just draws the foul. Savannah Beeson will pick up her second personal and the 15th foul. As you saw on video, a shot, but again, that was foul called before the shot. Quick inbounds to Jensen. Catch and shoot. This one is off the mark. Vermillion, again, has yet to hit a field goal. 13-3, 5:18, second quarter. It's Niles in the lane. Goes through some contact. Can't get the shot to fall, but she'll head to the free throw line as Cleveland commits another foul, and we won't see Chandler Cleveland for a while now. That's number 3 on her. It's the 6th team foul. 13-3, 5:15, second quarter. First free throw. This one hits off both sides of the iron and off the mark for Kara Niles. As I mentioned, there goes Cleveland. And here comes in Mulherron. 13-3. Second free throw up, and this one knocked down from Kara Niles. Now 9 points for her in the ball game. 14-3, 5:12, second quarter. Hansen using the left-handed dribble. Shoots it over to Ludwig, over to Plitzowite. I have a good feeling about this possession for the Vermillion Tangers. Back out to Hansen, to Jensen. Down on the baseline with Mulherron. Bounce pass to Plitzowite. Her shot too strong off the glass, and I guess my feeling wasn't a good one. I felt like it to me, but Vermillion still continues to find no points from the field. It's Bogue. Bogue back over to Atwood. To Bogue at the near wing, dribbling it around, now picks up the dribble, looking to get it down into the purple lane. They do so. Tough shot. This one off the mark for Hansen, but it's an offensive rebound for the Watchdogs. Back out to Niles, the runner in the lane. This one off the mark. Ball being fought for. It will go out of bounds. They say last touched by Jensen, and it will stay with the Beresford Watchdogs. 14-3, 4:28, second quarter. Slap the hand with the ball is Hansen. Now get it into Niles. Back out with Laura Bogue. She squares up, shoots the three. Front iron off the mark, puts another offensive rebound into Hansen. Had no space. She works it back out and then move it around the perimeter. Now over to Atwood. Bounce pass to Bogue at the top of the arc. Now Bogue, a runner. This one off the mark, but another offensive rebound. Niles has it at the top, and she has it stolen away by Mulherron. Mulherron using her speed quickly, throws up a shot and gets it to fall. It's the first points for the Vermillion Tanagers from the field. First points of this second quarter, 14-5. But quickly the opposite way, Hansen can't get her shot to fall, and then a foul called in the lane on the rebound will go against the Watchdogs. A foul called on Addison Hansen, picking up her first personal, and the 6th-team foul. So both teams, one more foul, either one gives up, they'll give bonus to the other. 3:39, second quarter, 14-5. It's controlled with Plitzowite in the lane. She has it poked away, now loose basketball going to be fought for, and finally a jump ball call. Possession arrow stays with the Vermillion Tanagers. Quick substitution. As coming on the ball game will be Kara Niles, and checking in for the first time will be Fickbaum. Possession arrow should have been, at least I saw on the scores table, with Vermillion. They say it was wrong. I guess it'll be Watchdog basketball. 14-5, 3:20, second quarter. Bounce pass will go over to Beeson. Now back to the top with Bogue. Bogue works it to Hansen. Hansen inside the lane. She puts up a tough shot. Can't get it to fall. Ball being knocked around. It's on the ground once again. Somehow picked up by Hansen. And she hands it to Plitzowite. Plitzowite all the way up to Jensen. To Mulherron in the lane. And Mulherron went up immediately with it. And as she does so, she gets hit like a train from behind from Fickbaum. And Fickbaum will pick up her first personal and the 7th-team foul. And will also send Mulherron to the free throw line. She has 2 points in the ball game. In fact, the only field goal for the Vermillion Tanagers. Knocks down another free throw for Vermillion, and that one was important. Vermillion has now hit their 4th free point of the ball game, 14-6. And second free throw is left short. Battle for the offensive rebound. Somehow Jensen comes away with it. She went immediately up just by throwing it with both her hands, and a foul called against Laura Bogue. It's the 8th-team foul. We'll send Brooke Jensen to the free throw line to shoot a pair now. She's looking for her first points as a starter, and will knock it down. Again, no Leah Herbster. She's been missing in action the past couple of games. Another substitution, as now Fickbaum will come out, and Niles, after the breather, is back in. Second free throw. This is off the mark for Jensen. 14-7, 2:52, second quarter. Bogue, she drives in, knocks over Mulherron, count the bucket, and she'll head to the free throw line trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. As Mulherron picks up her first personal and the 7th-team foul. Laura Bogue has really gotten going here in this second quarter. Now up to 5 points, trying to make it 6 here. Complete the old-fashioned three-point play, and will do so. Gets them both to fall, or I should say gets the one to fall. 3 points away from the possession. And now we're back up to double digits for the Beresford Watchdogs, 17-7. It's Plitzowite to Mulherron. Baseline, pass way too tall for the shrieking Hansen. Jensen saves it, but goes right to Bogue with it. Now to Atwood. Atwood at the block, shot off the glass, misses, but another offensive rebound, and Bogue tries to go up with it. Contact made on the elbow as she gets whacked, and the foul will send Laura Bogue back to the free throw line. Jensen will pick up her first personal. And again, Laura Bogue will be shooting 2. First one, knocks it down. Give her 7 points in this second quarter, and now 9 points for the ball game. Kara Niles and Laura Bogue both have 9 points. After last night against Elk Point Jefferson, they both had combined 12 between them, 6 apiece. And now Plitzowite gets knocked down in the lane after the missed free throw. Foul called immediately. It is foul number 9 on the Watchdogs and number 3 on Anna Atwood. And she'll have to come back out of the ball game, as coming in will be Shaylin Andel. 18-7, and Plitzowite will shoot a 1-and-1. Knocks down the first one. Lexi Plitzowite so far, 2 points in the ball game, both coming from the charity stripe. And the second one off the mark. Bogue the rebound. 18-8, 2:20 second quarter. The right-handed dribble for Bogue. Now we'll pass it just a foot over to Niles. Back to Bogue in the purple lane. Now over to Beeson. Jumper for her. This one off the mark, just hitting the left iron and couldn't fall through. Plitzowite quickly the sprint. Now at the elbow. The jumper knocks it down. Lexi Plitzowite hits her first field goal. 18-10, 1:57 second quarter. Niles back out. They work it to Hansen. Hansen to Niles. Straight away 3. This one off the mark. Ball is going to be knocked loose in the lane. Still loose and finally picked up by the Watchdogs. And now Hansen puts up the shot. She can't get the fall, but a foul called on Regneris, picking up her first personal and the 18th foul. And heading to the free throw line will be Addison Hansen. 18-10, 1:42 second quarter. First free throw knocked down for Hansen. That'll give her first point of the ball game. Second free throw upcoming. This one up, and this one will fall. Gets them both. 20-10, 1:40 second quarter. Plitzowite right behind her to Regneris. Regneris back to Plitzowite on a tall pass at the free throw line to Mulherron. To Regneris back in the lane. It's going to be deflected away, and now loose basketball going to be tangled up on the court as Hansen and Plitzowite. Possession arrow will be with the Vermillion Tanagers. 20-10, 1:26 second quarter. Plitzowite trying to find someone to pass it to. Get it into Hansen. Hansen at the free throw line, back out to Regneris, now to Plitzowite. Now trying to get to Hansen, but it's going to be deflected. Loose basketball picked up by Hansen. Hansen is going to have her shot stripped out of her hands by Regneris and going out of bounds. They say, though, it was last touched by Hansen, and it will be Vermillion basketball. Now Hansen will come out of the game as Lily Johnson will check back in. 20-10, 1:12 second quarter. Regneris across the B logo. Now over to Shandy Ludwig. Ludwig back to Plitzowite. Back over to Ludwig. Ken Vermillion trailing by double digits right now. To Plitzowite. She squares up, shoots a far shot, misses everything, and then it's a pass up to Bogue and a foul called immediately. Trying for a reach-in was Regneris. No need to either, and Regneris picks up her second personal. And that is the 10th team foul called on the Vermillion Tanagers. Double bonus for Laura Bogue, who has 9 points in the ball game, including 7 in this second quarter. First free throw, this one, it falls through. Give her double digits with that. She has as many points as the Vermillion Tanagers do combined. Second free throw, this one's up and gets them both to fall. 11 points for her in the ball game, 22-10. 54 seconds remaining in this first half. Lexi Plitzowite has it with the dribble. Kick back out now over to Regneris. Pass down to Plitzowite, goes above her head. Mulherron, though, there to save it along the baseline. To Ludwig, puts up her jumper in the lane. Can't get the fall, but another offensive rebound. And a foul called as Lexi Plitzowite tries to split a double team. And the reach-in foul is called against Becca Tieldman. She picks up her first personal in the 10th team foul, and Lexi Plitzowite on the double bonus will shoot 2. 22-10. First free throw knocked down. Lexi Plitzowite, 5 of the 8 points that Vermillion has seen in this second quarter, and second free throw gets them both. Give her 6 for the ball game. A quick substitution. Plitzowite will come out, and Hansen will come on, as it will be 2 seconds that will separate the shot clock from the game clock. It's with Bogue. Back out to Niles. Niles back to Bogue. Bogue drives along the baseline, has her space cut off by Lily Johnson, waving her arms in her face. Watchdogs work it back to the top. Now over, three-pointer for Niles. This one off the mark and can't come up with the ball underneath the hoop is Hansen. And Vermillion will have another opportunity at one last shot. Trying to cut it under double digits. Regneris is off. Plitzowite on. Also Mulherrin on for the game, and Jensen is out. 22-10, 12 seconds remain first half. It's over with Lily Johnson. Back to Plitzowite. In the lane with Hansen. Now to Ludwig. Ludwig with 3 seconds. Bounce pass to Hansen. Puts up her shot. It's going to be blocked. A fight for the rebound, and coming down hard on her head is Kara Niles. Mulherrin was fighting there for the rebound. And again, slow to get up. It's Kara Niles. They'll have the trainers come out and look at her, but that will end the first half. As right now, it's the Beresford Watchdogs that lead it by double digits, 22-10. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Vermillion and Beresford. We'll step aside, and when we come back, it's the Saunders Chiropractic Halftime Show on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570.
Digital Solutions started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live videos for a couple ball games. And little did we know we'd have the 2020 pandemic and so many reasons for doing live streams on our new YouTube channel. We have 12 schools we cover: Mississippi, South Dakota, and Iowa. And we're always growing. If you're interested in working with FDS as camera operator or play-by-play for the many sports we cover, or if you would like to use our services to live stream your event, email us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com and subscribe to Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube.
Radio family is growing. Now you can listen to all of the Vermillion Tanagers broadcast on 2 stations, 101.5 FM and AM 1570. When the Tanagers are playing, tune in to either 101.5 FM or AM 1570 to catch the voice of the Tanagers, Keith Nimke, for every play. In addition, we invite you to listen to all of our ESPN programming. We thank you for listening and our radio sponsors that allow us to broadcast all of the Vermillion Tanager sports on ESPN, 101.5 FM and AM 1570.
Bird food, buy 2 for just $12. Save $5 on a gallon of Benjamin Moore paint when you buy a color sample. A Craftsman 9-gallon wet dry vac, just $59.99 with your Ace Rewards card. Check these and many more February red hot buys at Olson Ace Hardware in Beresford. Go Watchdogs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When it comes to your healthcare, you need a partner for life. And the family medicine team at Sanford Health Vermillion Clinic is here for you. With expertise in preventive care, disease management, and urgent care, our family medicine team can take care of you throughout your life, from birth to geriatrics. To schedule an appointment, call Sanford Health Vermillion Clinic at 605-677-3700.
Teamwork. You can't have sports without it, and biofuels would not be where they are today without your team spirit. Poet Biorefining in Hudson is proud to use your locally produced corn to make clean burning ethanol for all of America to use. How's that for a winning combination? Poet Biorefining in Hudson reminds you to pump ethanol in your gas tank to support cleaner air, less dependency on oil, and our local farmers. Poet Biorefining wishes good luck to the Beresford Watchdogs.
Back in Beresford, South Dakota, at the Beresford High School right now at halftime of the girls' game. It's 22-12. It's been all Watchdogs from beginning to this point right now at halftime, as at the end of the first half, a tie-up underneath the hoop as the buzzer went off with Kara Niles and Kenzie Mulherrin. Kara Niles fell down and hit her head hard on the hardwood. She did eventually get up, did have, of course, head coach Scott Ebert and also the athletic trainer there of Tyler Hagan around her as well, both helping her up and walking off the court. Not quite for sure if she'll have a concussion or not, but she has been a big piece of this offense for the Watchdogs in that first half, and hope to see her back and hope she is all right. Taking a look at the first half scoring, it was 10-3 after quarter number 1. And again, at halftime on the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show, it's 22-12. It's been all the Watchdogs. Leading the way is Laura Bogue with 11 points for Beresford. As I mentioned, Kara Niles has 9 points, including 8 in that first quarter. Went 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the second quarter. And then also Addison Hansen has added 2 points for the Watchdogs. For the Vermillion Tanagers, it has been a struggle offensively. They are led away by Lexi Blitzwhite. She has 6 points so far this evening, including all 6 points in the second quarter. 3 points for Kenzie Mulheron, 2 points for Cleveland, and also a point for Brooke Jensen. Foul trouble has been the main issue for both teams. Picking up multiple fouls for Vermillion is Chandler Cleveland. She has picked up so far 3 personal fouls. Regnaris and Blitzwhite have both picked up a pair. For the Beresford Watchdogs, Anna Atwood has picked up 3 personals, and Savannah Beeson has also picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Both teams gave up 10 total fouls in the first half. It'll be something to watch for when it comes to contact and how closely this one is called going into the second half. All right, we'll step aside as you're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back here with the beginning of the second half. That's on the way next here on ESPN 1015 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment for Vermillion. We rent out and operate dozers, excavators. We also have aerial equipment. Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix. We got telehandlers, payloaders, skid loaders, just a lot of different equipment that we rent and we sell it too. And you can rent to buy. And you end up having it for 6 months. We'll give you a buyout option on that thing. Call Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment. Vermillion. Easy to work with and not hard to find.
Make space for tall items. Quickly and easily move the bins side to side for convenient storage options. The Flexi Slide Bin. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
Fuller Digital Solutions started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live video.
Pump up your car, coolers, and tummy with Pump and Pack in Vermillion. Whether you're coming or going, we are here for you when you need us with what you need. Grocery items, beer, snacks, fuel, wine, hot dogs, pizza by the slice, and now for real ice cream smoothies and shakes, cookie dough, strawberry banana, and even mocha latte. We are open when you need us 24 hours a day with what you need at Pump and Pack on West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Are on sale. Take advantage of deep discounts on every filter, including oil, air, hydraulic, water filters, much more too. Hey, last year alone, Brad had over 3 pallets filled as high as you can go with CarQuest Blue filters you ordered, because everyone knows that you won't find a better filter deal. So hurry to Muller Auto Parts in Beresford through February 19th. Muller Auto Parts, your CarQuest dealer, Beresford.
Back in Beresford at halftime right now, it's the Watchdogs that lead it over the Tanagers 22-12. It has been a busy Saturday afternoon of some high school hoops around the state of South Dakota. And while we have a chance, let's take a look at some scores that we have seen so far when it comes to games of interest inside the DAC-12. First, West Central took down St. Thomas More 60-53. And other action, Sioux Valley last time checked was leading it over Parker 23-18. Also, Tri-Valley takes down Millbank inside the DAC-12 52-35, and that is the only scores that we have seen right now inside the DAC-12. When it comes to AA hoops, Sioux Falls, Washington takes down Sioux Falls Lincoln 58-23. Harrisburg takes down Mitchell 60-52. Down in Class B for girls basketball action, a couple of local games if we can find them here.
I know there's a couple of them there, or maybe haven't seen any scores that have come across as well, I guess. For boys action, let's take a look at Class A right now when it comes to the DAC-12. Millbank beats Tri-Valley 68-59. And other local games, St. Thomas More takes down Del Rapids 63-53. And other DAC-12 action, Madison takes down Canton 69-59. And those are the only scores that are being reported at this point. Don't forget, game number 2 of our doubleheader is coming up right after this. The Vermillion boys looking to stay undefeated at 15-0. They're number 1 right now inside the region, ranked number 1 as well in Class A. And if they can get the win again tonight against the Beresford Watchdogs, good chance inside the media rankings, they will stay at that number 1 spot. Do want to give you a quick update as well, as both teams are back out and shooting around. Kara Niles, who did go down hard, hitting her head at the end of the first half, is back out there and taking warm-up shots. It looks like she will be good to go, which is good to see. Again, tangled up with Mulherron at the end of the first half and just went down hard and hitting the back of her head. And again, mentioned that she is back out there and looks like she is ready to go. Vermillion Tanagers, they're ready to go as well, but they're just going to be looking for offense at this point, putting up just 12 points in the first half, 3 points in the first quarter. And those are both record lows this season for the Vermillion Tanagers. John Brooks going over his final instructions. The Tanagers will come back out, and their starting 5 of Hanson, Ludwig, Plitzowite, Cleveland, and Jensen. And the Watchdogs also coming out in their starting 5 once again: Atwood, Beeson, Hanson, Niles, and Bogue. Vermillion and their all red uniforms, numbers and letters that are in white. The Watchdogs in their all white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in purple. And the Beresford Watchdogs will begin with the basketball as we get set to start this third quarter. One final comment from a head coach, John Brooks, as he sends his troops back out there. Again, Vermillion trailing by double digits. The Beresford Watchdogs will be moving from right to left as you see it on your radio dial and the video camera this evening. Niles, speaking of, after picking up the head injury, bounces it off of her knee, and it's a quick turnover. Plitzowite is going to go end-to-end, but leaves her shot short. 99% of the time, she easily makes that one. But this evening, it has been anything but easy, and now a travel call by Niles. So Niles, after coming back from that slight hitting the head, quick 2 turnovers for her. 22-12, 7:35, third quarter. It's Hanson. Now gets it over to Jensen in the lane to Plitzowite. Her jumper hits off the heel of the iron, then a fight for it inside the lane, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow stays with Vermillion Tanagers. Plitzowite looks over quick to head coach John Brooks. Now looking for the inbound pass over to Hanson. To the top with Jensen. Back in the purple lane to Cleveland. Turnaround hook shot. This one off the mark. A fight for the rebound. Falls to Hanson Jensen. And she immediately shoots it. And Brooke Jensen knocks it down. See if that can't be some scoring now for Vermillion. As they cut it back under a double-digit lead for the Watchdogs. 22-14. It's Beeson along the free throw line, extended near side. Now to Hanson. Hanson the drive along the baseline. Back out, they work it over to Bogue. Bogue, she shoots the three-pointer. This one off the mark and rebounded by Ludwig. Ludwig quickly pumps the brakes. Now over to Hanson. As Vermillion will have it in the front court with Jensen. And the lane back out to Hanson. She squares up, shoots the 3, and this misses everything. Cleveland can't save it. Casey Hanson struggled last night against the Mars, and those struggle woes continue for her as she's still looking for her first points of the evening. 22-14, 6:27, third quarter. Niles straightaway 3. Front iron, can't get the fall. Rebound by Alexi Plitzowite up to Jensen. Pass in the lane is going to be cut off, and the deflection falls into the hands of the Watchdogs. Niles across the B logo. Now back over to Hanson. Over to the near corner with Beeson, and back to the top of the arc. Now Bogue. Bogue inside the lane. Going against Plitzowite, throws up her tough shot. It's off the glass and won't fall through. Rebounded by Vermillion. A pass that goes straight to Beeson, and Beeson is going to get knocked down from behind Casey Hanson. This one is a turnover, foul called, and Beeson will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. It's the first foul on Casey Hanson, and the first team foul for the Vermillion Tanagers of this second half. Beeson bounces it a few times. Now squat down, throws it up there and knocks it down. Savannah Beeson with the made free throw has her first point of the ball game, 23-14. Second free throw. Up, and this one also falls through for for Beeson. 24-14, 5:50 third quarter. Hansen has it over to Ludwig. Ludwig back out to Casey Hansen. Now to Plitzowite at the elbow. Over to Ludwig. Catch and shoot three. This one rattles out. Rebound, though, by Brooke Jensen. And Brooke Jensen has all 4 points for the Vermillion Tanagers in this third quarter, 24-16. Now with Niles to Bogue. Bogue gets a screen, dribbles it to the top of the arc, and will have to dribble back out with no space finding for her. Atwood controls it. Bounce pass to Beeson. Beeson back out with Niles. She'll just shoot the three in front of the face of Lexi Plitzowite. She can't get the fall, and rebounded by the Vermillion Tanagers. Quickly they come the opposite way. Ludwig squares up, shoots the three, knocks it down. Shandy Ludwig, her first points of the ball game. Vermillion finds themselves on a 5-0 run, and head coach Scott Ebert will call the timeout. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to Region 4 basketball between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back in 30 seconds.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
Vermillion finds themselves on a 5-0 run, 24-19, as the Vermillion faithful are starting to get into it a little bit more. It'll be Atwood who will have it in the front court, and she will travel with it. Anna Atwood, a quick turnover for the Beresford Watchdogs, and Vermillion will look to add to their lead, try to cut down this lead of the Watchdogs, who have it by 5. It's controlled with Shandy Ludwig at the volleyball line. Now over to Hansen on the near wing to Plitzowite back out to the Watchdog logo. Now over to Hansen. She'll shoot the corner three, knocks it down, and Vermillion on a quick 8-0 run, hitting back-to-back threes. It's just a 2-point lead now for the Beresford Watchdogs as the Vermillion faithful starting to get into it more and more. It's Beeson over to Atwood. Atwood in the lane to Beeson. Back out to Niles. Foot is on the line. Misses the far two. Rebounded by Lexi Plitzowite. Plitzowite up to Cleveland, who wasn't paying attention. Turnover. It's Bogue. Back out to Niles. Niles, three-pointer. This one off the mark, and it's going to be fought for and will go out of bounds. Last touch by Anna Atwood for Beresford. Vermillion basketball, 24-22, 4:01 third quarter. Here comes Ludwig with the right-handed dribble, getting it across the 10-second line. Now over to Hansen, to Jensen, to Plitzowite at the low block near side. Back out to Hansen, over to Ludwig, who have both just hit back-to-back threes. To Plitzowite through contact, nothing called. Loose basketball, going to be picked up by Hansen for Watchdogs, and then a foul called on the reach-in will be called on Brooke Jensen, picking up her second personal and the second team foul for the Vermillion Tanagers. Watchdogs, after committing 10 team fouls in that first half, have yet to commit one. 24-22, 3:40, third quarter. And now Vermillion's going to bring out a little bit of their press and see if they can't get some more turnovers out of it. Hansen will bring it into the front court. Hansen, kick it back out on the bounce pass to Bogue. Bogue to Niles. Niles back out to Beeson. Beeson to Atwood in the coffin corner with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Now bounce pass down to the block. Back on her way in, putting up the shot is Hansen, but she can't get the fall, and rebounded by Casey Hansen. Up to Plitzowite. Plitzowite to Ludwig, the catch and shoot. She leaves it short. Offensive rebound, though, from Mulheron. She tries to make a pass. It goes right to Beeson. Beeson quickly using the speed, goes into end, gets whacked, and she gets the shot to fall and will head to the free throw line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play for the Beresford Watchdogs as that finally ends an 8-0 run that Vermillion found themselves on. It's been all Savannah Beeson as she has all 4 points so far for the Watchdogs in this third quarter. Complete the three-point play. Savannah Beeson able to do so. Again, Kara Niles or Laura Bogue, neither of them have scored yet in this second half. 27-22, 2:52 third quarter. It's Mulherrin back out to Ludwig. She'll shoot another three, leaves this one short. It's fought for underneath the hoop, picked up by Beeson, makes a pass to Bogue, and Bogue is going to lose it out of bounds on the far sideline. So it'll be Vermillion basketball trailing by 5. At one point, they trailed by 13 points midway through the second quarter. Have never given up and held on defense, getting turnovers. Right now, they need to find some points of their own. It's Hansen down to Mulherrin, pass in the lane to Plitzowite. She draws 4 different Watchdogs back out. Down to Plitzowite again. Plitzowite through contact, can't get the shot to fall, but a foul called on Kara Niles, picking up her first personal and the first team foul for Beresford. And again, Plitzowite getting ready to shoot a pair here. Trying to cut it back down to just a 3-point lead if she can. We wait yet. Laura Bogue, though, first, tying her shoe. Finally gets it completed. We're ready to go. Plitzowite, the first free throw. This one is off the mark. Second free throw upcoming. 27-22, 2:24 third quarter. Second free throw. This one is up and knocks it down. Is Lexi Plitzowite picking up her first point of this second half. 27-23. It's controlled with Niles. Gets it over to Atwood. Atwood, bounce pass over to Beeson. Beeson moving it around the wing to Niles. She'll shoot the three. This one off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Picked up by Lexi Plitzowite. And finally, a timeout was called before the jump ball. A timeout called by head coach John Brooks. Will take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back in 60 seconds.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
In Vermillion, South Dakota, Vermillion is becoming a very proactive community. I mean, we've seen some really good development occurring. We've got some new areas for new homes that have come up. And like I said, the number of shops that are now occupied. I mean, you drive down Main Street and Main Street is full again. It really is, because it is a very family-oriented town.
You'll discover your next opportunity when you discover the region's bridge to a better life. GreaterYanktonLiving.com.
2:03, third quarter. The Beresford Watchdogs with a 4-point lead over the Vermillion Tanagers in game number 1 of our doubleheader. The boys to follow afterwards. It's Lexi Plitzowite who has it. Now pass over to Hansen. She'll shoot the quick three. This one off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Lexi Plitzowite. Plitzowite at the free throw line. Back out to Regnaris. Now down to Plitzowite, back out to Lily Johnson. She squares up, foot on the line, knocks it down. It's just 2 points. Again, Lily Johnson's foot was on the line. 27-25, 90 seconds remaining, third quarter. It's with Niles. Back out to Hansen. Hansen trying to get past Regnaris, bumps into her, throwing an elbow, nothing called. Now to Bogue at the baseline. 17 seconds on the shot clock. To Atwood, over to Niles. Niles puts down the dribble at the free throw line. Now to Atwood, jumper wide open, knocks it down. Anna Atwood, her first 2 points of the ball game. 29-25, 1:02 third quarter. It's Hansen. Now over to Regnaris. to Plitzowite at the low block. Has to kick back out to Regneris as she draws the double team immediately. To Mulheron. Back out to Hansen. Over to Johnson. She'll shoot another one. Knocks it down. Lily Johnson this time. It counts for 3. 29 to 28. It's a 1-point lead for the Beresford Watchdogs. 36 seconds remaining. It is 10 seconds, though, that separate the shot clock from the game clock. So Vermillion potentially has another possession upcoming. Niles, bounce pass down in the lane. Hansen, she throws it up high off the glass. And Addison Hansen, a big answer back from the three-pointer of Lily Johnson. 31 to 28. 13 seconds remaining, third quarter. It's Hansen. Has it at the B logo. Just dribbling around, has a little bit of time. Hansen dribbles it to the far wing. Wants to find someone to pass it to. To Plitzowite in the lane. Jumper for her, leaves it short and can't get the fall. That is the end of the third quarter. It's the Beresford Watchdogs that lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers 31 to 28. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back in 60 seconds with the final frame. That's on the way next.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Disease, but complications can lead to severe illness, hospitalization, and even death. Flu shots are recommended annually for everyone over the age of 6 months. Flu vaccines are available at Vermillion Medical Clinic by appointment only. Call 605-624-8643 to schedule a flu vaccine. Protect yourself and your loved ones this flu season. Get a flu shot today. Learn more at yanktonmedicalclinic.com/flu. So much care, so close to home.
We begin the fourth quarter. It's 31 to 28. Vermillion able to outscore the Beresford Watchdogs 16 to 9 in that third quarter and drawn it all the way down to 3. Vermillion has never had a lead in this basketball game. The Watchdogs will begin with the first offensive possession. They have it with Bogue. 10 seconds on the shot clock. The high drill from Bogue. Now will pick it up with 5 seconds to Niles. Niles with 3 seconds will just heave up something. It misses everything, and that will be a shot clock violation. It'll be Vermillion basketball. So Vermillion, an opportunity to tie it up. 31 to 28, 7:20 fourth quarter. It's with Jensen near wing. To top to Hansen, bounce pass to Plitzowite. Now back to Jensen. The far jumper will fall through. Brooke Jensen hits a big jumper. Now 7 points, including 4 in that third quarter. Vermillion has it back down to a 1-point deficit. Now the drive from Hansen. She puts up her tough shot. Can't get it. Offensive rebound. Pulled back down by the Beresford Watchdogs. And then a tie-up after another missed shot. Possession arrow is with Vermillion. So they'll get it back. 2 couple possessions for the Beresford Watchdogs that go empty. 31 to 30, 6:49 fourth quarter. It's with Hansen over to Ludwig to Jensen. She shoots the 3 off the iron, rebounded by Anna Atwood. Atwood bounce pass up to Bogue. Bogue along the far wing, back to the top with Niles to Beeson. Over to Hansen on the near side, right in front of the Watchdog bench. Back to Atwood, they get it. Atwood uses her dribble, now picks it up to Beeson in the lane. Beeson, the runner right in front of Hansen, can't get the fall. Rebounded by Cleveland. Cleveland up to Jensen, to Ludwig, over to Hansen. Hansen down the low block, splits a double team high off the glass, can't get the fall, and it's going to be out of bounds by Beeson as she picked up the loose basketball, but stepped out of bounds right on the baseline. 31 to 30, 6:10 fourth quarter. Again, Vermillion, an opportunity to take their first lead of the ball game. Plitzowite gets it to Jensen at the charity stripe. Now work it behind to Ludwig, to Plitzowite. Free throw line to Jensen on the far wing. Now into the coffin corner with Cleveland. Cleveland back to Plitzowite. Squares up, decides not to shoot the three. She'll drive to the baseline. Back out to Jensen. The catch and shoot. This one off the mark. Fight for the rebound is going to be saved by Cleveland, but it just goes to Laura Bogue. 5:44, fourth quarter. 31-30, a 1-point lead for the Beresford Watchdogs. It's Bogue who has it. Now gives it right behind her to Niles. Niles guarded closely by Cleveland. Over to Atwood. Back to Bogue. Bogue gets a screen, drives in, throws up her shot, and a charge taken by Shandy Ludwig against Laura Bogue. And again, Bogue and Niles combined for 20 points in that first half, have yet to get a single point, and now head coach Scott Ebert wants a timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. Vermillion is trailing by 1. Scott Ebert needs to see to get his team refocused. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN.
So we're buying a bigger home.
A 4-bedroom, but, with room to grow.
Your ocular cavity is malfunctioning.
Because we want kids.
Calculating offspring life insurance.
No, wait. We only have a cat.
Calculating farm insurance.
Is there somebody else who can help us?
Only a human who knows you can create a plan that's right for you. That's why for 80 years we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau Agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
Name you have come to trust in the Vermillion area. If you are looking for a healthcare facility for those you care about most, join our healthcare family at Olson Medical Clinic. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Tom Olson, call 624-5666. After hours, call 624-8777. Today's comprehensive medicine with yesterday's personalized care at Olson Medical Clinic, 1330 East Main Street in Vermillion. Or visit Olson Medical Clinic on the web at www.olsonmedicalclinic.com.
Back in action here at the Watchdog High School. Town of Beresford 31-30, 5:17 fourth quarter. Vermillion trying to take their first lead of the ball game. It's Plitzowite over Jensen. The catch and shoot, this one off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Cleveland, and then just throws it off the shoe of Lexi Plitzowite and will go out of bounds. So it'll be Watchdog basketball once again. Again, we went into this fourth frame 31-28. Both teams have struggled shooting. Vermillion with the only bucket as we're already 3 minutes into it. Niles, she drives along the baseline. Now pick up her dribble, work it back out to Laura Bogue. Pull-up jumper, this one off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Hansen. Back out to Bogue. Bogue drives in the lane. Runner can't get the fall, and a shooting foul that will go against the Vermillion Tanagers. A foul called on Hansen, picking up her second personal and the third team foul. So Laura Bogue has an opportunity to score for the first time since the first half. First free throw, knocks down. It's a big one. 12 points for her in the ball game. And we'll see if she can't add another one. Second free throw, this one is off the mark. Rebounded by Cleveland. 32-30, Vermillion still has that opportunity to take their first lead of the ball game. It's Hansen over to Ludwig. Ludwig back out to Plitzowite. Plitzowite over to Hansen, to Jensen. Jensen over to Plitzowite to Ludwig. Ludwig, the catch and shoot three, leaves it short, and then an offensive rebound can't be controlled by Cleveland and will go out of bounds. So it'll be the Beresford Watchdogs who will bring it up the court. It's controlled with Niles. Niles, turnaround jumper. This one off the mark, rebounded by Hansen. 32-30. We're halfway through this fourth quarter. Vermillion trailing by 2. Over to Ludwig. Now to Jensen. Back out to Hansen as it takes deflection. Back to Jensen. Her turnaround shot is blocked partially. Loose basketball, though, picked up by Vermillion. To Plitzowite. She'll shoot the three. This one is off the mark as it hits the front of the iron and will jump up and hit the shot clock. Jensen will come out of the ball game. Lily Johnson back in as she added 5 big points in that third quarter. 32-30, 3:40 fourth quarter. It's Beeson. Beeson at the elbow, back out to Bogue. Bogue, bounce pass to Beeson. Beeson underneath the hoop, back out to Niles. She puts up her three, and this one won't fall as it hit every part of the rim, but just wouldn't fall through. It's Plitzowite into the lane. Now dribbles it back out. Over to Johnson. Johnson dribbles it just once to Plitzowite, to Hansen at the elbow. Hansen inside the lane now, puts up the shot, can't get the fall, and then a rebounding foul called against Cleveland. And Cleveland, it's foul on Hansen, picks up her third personal and the fourth team foul. 32-30, 3:11 fourth quarter. Niles will bring it into the front court. Niles top of the key. Now to Bogue. Bogue draws a double team, puts up her shot through it, can't get the fall, but an offensive rebound. Beeson goes up with it, and Savannah Beeson coming alive in this second half. 7 points for her in the ball game. 34-30, 3:45 fourth quarter. It's now with Johnson. Back out to Plitzowite. In the lane to Hansen, to Ludwig. Ludwig decides not to shoot the three. Back to Plitzowite. Over to Ludwig. Back to Plitzowite. Plitzowite squares up, shoots the three. This one rims in and out. Offensive rebound, Cleveland. She goes back up, misses everything. And it's rebounded by the Vermillion Tanagers. 34-30, 2:18 fourth quarter. Pass up to Bogue. Bogue back out to Atwood. And Watchdogs, if they want to, can try to work some more of this clock with this 4-point lead. Atwood back out to Beeson. Beeson to Atwood. To Niles. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back behind to Bogue. Over to Beeson. Beastline on the baseline. Puts up her shot. Misses. But an offensive rebound. Back up is Addison Hansen. And a timeout is called by the Beresford Watchdogs. And we'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back in 60 seconds.
Digital Solutions started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live videos for a couple ball games. And little did we know we'd have the 2020 pandemic and so many reasons for doing live streams on our new YouTube channel. We have 12 schools we cover: Mississippi, South Dakota, and Iowa. And we're always growing. If you're interested in working with FDS as camera operator or play-by-play for the many sports we cover, or if you would like to use our services to live stream your event, email us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com and subscribe to Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube.
Mean to you. At Vermillion Federal Credit Union, it means you're part of their financial institution, which makes it yours. Each member is an owner, and as a member owner, you receive owner benefits. So where some places give big bonuses to executives, at Vermillion Federal Credit Union, profits are given right back to you in the form of the most affordable financial services available. Find out about all the benefits of becoming a member owner today by visiting Vermillion Federal Credit Union at 105 East Cherry Street, member NCUA.
The Vermillion girls head down to just a 1-point deficit, but the Beresford Watchdogs find themselves on a 5-0 run right now, and they lead it 36-30. Back in action, Plitzowite will shoot the three. This one is off the mark, but an offensive rebound by Mulherron as she chases it down. To Ludwig, over to Johnson, to Plitzowite, back to the top of the key with Johnson, to Plitzowite, back to Johnson as they were just playing back and forth now. Finally over to Ludwig, to Johnson, who's running the point. Now a bounce pass from Hansen, trying to get it underneath to Mulherron, kicked out of bounds. Vermillion has wasted now 19 seconds on this possession and has yet to put up the shot. 36-30, 1:18. To Hansen, far jumper for her. This one rims in and out, and a rebounding foul called against Laura Bogue. And Bogue will pick up the third team foul and just her third personal. And Vermillion will keep possession with Lexi Plitzowite looking for someone. Get it into Hansen at the free throw line, extended near side. It's Hansen dribbling between the legs. With the foul, by the way, it is a fresh shot clock for the Vermillion Tanagers as we dip now under 60 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's Plitzowite. She drives a low block, puts up her shot off the glass. Can't get the fall. Rebounded by Niles. And the final 60 seconds are ticking away. And this is a possession for the Beresford Watchdogs to just hold on to it. Now Mulherron, she tries to reach in for a steal. Will be called for the foul. It's the second personal on Mulherrin and the 6th team foul. And now a timeout called by head coach John Brooks. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We're back in 30 seconds.
Radio family is growing. Now you can listen to all of the Vermillion Tanagers broadcast on 2 stations, 101.5 FM and AM 1570. When the Tanagers are playing, tune in to either 101.5 FM or AM 1570 to catch the voice of the Tanagers, Keith Nimke, for every play. In addition, we invite you to listen to all of our ESPN programming. We thank you for listening and our radio sponsors that allow us to broadcast all of the Vermillion Tanager sports on ESPN, 101.5 FM and AM 1570.
36-30 as we come back from the Culligan water break. Beresford Watchdogs are just looking to hold on now against the Vermillion Tanagers and get out here with a big win and hand Vermillion not their biggest loss of the season, but more importantly, their lowest scoring game of the season. Quick foul called on Lily Johnson. It will send Kara Niles to the free throw line, where she has not scored since the second quarter, where she had just 1.8 points for her in the first quarter. On the 1-and-1, it's off the mark. That was big. Vermillion, they need points. They need points in a hurry. It's Plitzowite. Plitzowite gets the screen from Mulherrin. Back out now to Hansen. Hansen, the three-pointer. This one front iron off the mark and rebounded by Niles. And then a stop and whistle as they're going to let Lexi Plitzowite get up to make sure she is okay. So again, the officials stop it. Lexi will get up. And head coach John Brooks is just talking with the official that blew the whistle. 36-30, 31.6. Again, it wasn't a foul, just a stoppage in play. And now Lexi Plitzowite's going to come out and Regneris will come on. 36-30. Vermillion in 24 hours. Looks like they're headed to 0-2. Niles is going to get tagged from behind by Lily Johnson. Johnson will pick up her second personal quickly and send Niles back to the free throw line, where she just missed the first of a 1-and-1. First one up coming for her as she gets the ball from the official. Niles squares up, puts it up and off the mark, and a fight for the rebound, and a rebounding foul called on Laura Bogue. And Bogue will now pick up her fourth personal. Vermillion still has a lot more to get to if you want to get close to bonus. As an inbounds pass goes from Johnson to Hansen. Hansen gets a screen from Mulherrin. Hansen, foot on the line, puts up the far two, can't get the fall, and Niles with the rebound, and another quick foul committed by the Vermillion Tanagers, and Niles will have another opportunity at a 1-and-1. 36-30. It's team foul number 9 on the Vermillion Tanagers. Don't forget boys action coming up right after this. We'll step aside and have our pregame show. We'll hear from both head coach Kropensky of the Beresford Watchdogs and hear head coach Jay Drake's interview from last night. The 1-and-1 this time, Niles is able to hit, and with that, she will hit double digits with 10 points in the ball game. Second free throw, she hits them both. It's now an 8-point lead, 38-30, 17.3. Vermillion just letting it roll. Plitzowite will finally pick it up. Now over to Johnson. She'll shoot the three. This one off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, for Hansen. She goes right back up with it, and a timeout used by head coach John Brooks. Again, coming up in game number 2 of our evening, the Vermillion boys looking to stay undefeated. It was definitely a tough test last night for the Vermillion boys, as they had to find a way against Lamar's, and it's always tricky when traveling to the state of Iowa. No shot clock to work with, and that can either work in your favor or it can work against you. And in the end, it happened to work out for the Vermillion boys, as about the last 2 minutes of the ball game, they were able to hold on to it for about a minute 40 in that game and work the clock down and get a win against Lamar's. Head coach Jay Drake said it in our post-game interview as well, saying, you know, if we got ourselves to a mark we could feel comfortable, we wanted to hold on to it, even though that's not how the team is built. But again, in the end, they were able to get that victory over Lamar's. 59-45. That score looks like it's a lot bigger than what it was. Quick inbound to Niles, and they're asking who the foul was on. They will say against Ragnaris. Doesn't really matter at this point. 38-32, 7.3 remaining. 2 free throws upcoming now for Niles, as this is double bonus. First free throw is up, and this one knocked down. Kara Niles has now hit 3 in a row, giving her 12 points for the ball game. Second free throw upcoming. It's up and knocks them down both. She's now the leading scorer for the Beresford Watchdogs at 13. It's with Plitzowite. Plitzowite across the timeline with 2 seconds. The NBA 3, this one off the mark, and that will do it. The Beresford Watchdogs get their 4th win of the season. Vermillion will fall to 10-8 overall. Again, final here in game number 1, 40-32. All right, we'll step aside here quick, and right now we'll have our boys pregame show. That comes up in 30 seconds here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com. Don't go anywhere.
Make space for tall items. Quickly and easily move the bins side to side for convenient storage options. The Flexi Slide Bin, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Your home and auto insurance today.
This is the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show here on ESPN as we quickly transition from the girls game into the boys game. As we've heard so far in this girls action tonight, and same for the boys, it has been a busy past couple of days for the Beresford Watchdogs, including the boys who were in action just on Tuesday against Garrettson. They lost 52-38. Then they were again on action Thursday, winning against Alcester Hudson 51-36, and then in action last night against Elk Point Jefferson, and took a very tough loss against the Huskies 43-42. So they're coming into tonight looking for some revenge and see if they can't get back on the right track and trying to grab the 4 spot inside the region and at least host a first round playoff game, but still plenty of action for them coming up. What does Coach Kropensky think about his team after coming off the COVID break? And we'll hear from head coach Jay Drake after the win against Lamar's. It's all right now here on ESPN. Coach, talking about your season so far, and it has been a unique one to say the least. We began at the beginning of your season. You start off 0-6 before the beginning of January. You string together some very close victories, building some momentum, and then COVID hits the school at Beresford. You have to take a few weeks off. What have the highs, the lows, the ups and downs been like for you and this team, and what you've all experienced so far this year?
Well, like I said, we got off to a slow start. We had some close games there. We just couldn't finish, missed a lot, some easy shots, at times. And then we finally started to, boys started playing well. We were starting to hit a stride and won some close games, won 5 there, played tough quality games. I felt we were right direction to have a strong February, but then we ended up with the COVID-19, we ended up having 17 days off without a game and 10 days without any practice, and then all of a sudden we have 1 practice and a game of practice, and now we played last night, and we played 2 more this week and 3 next week, so not much legs back under us, so it's kind of frustrating because we were heading in the right direction, which I felt we were going to have a good end of the season, and now we're kind of behind everybody trying to catch back up. So, but we're at least playing basketball, and that's the good thing. The boys get to play this season and not end up losing a bunch of games. So it's good to be back playing. I just wish it wouldn't be the way it is. So.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part you talk about with COVID-19. And with these games all being rescheduled, of course, you're competing the best you can, but how difficult is that not really to have any rest time, not any time to practice, to get right back, and it's just into another game. How are you navigating through that situation?
Right now, like I said, you can tell it on our legs. We're not in the shape you'd want to be. Our legs are tired towards the end of the game. Like Tuesday night against Garrettson, we're up by 1 at the end of the third quarter, and everything just fell short. Ended up losing. It was a close game again, and finally got our finish strong, but it's still, when you don't have much time, it's basically play, and we'll end up talking, before the game a little bit about what the other team does, and kind of adjust on the fly as we're going, and basically hope things go well, and our legs will start to come back under us as we keep playing and get more back into basketball shape.
Taking nothing away from the teams that are on your schedule, but of course Vermillion, very, very talented basketball team, but then you have, Elk Point, Jefferson in there, Lennox, Madison, Tri-Valley, all in the mix. Those seem like they're winnable games for your team and can help boost in the seed points. How important are those to get wins when you can?
Oh, they're big. It's like Tuesday when we played Garrettson and lost. That was a big game for seeding-wise. Same way with Lennox, because right now they're the 4 seed, we're the 5 seed, and same with Madison Tri-Valley. It'd be huge if we can pull out some of these, because if we could get to be the 4 seed, we end up hosting a first-round game, which is, when you get in the regions, being at home is always better than being on the road. So they're huge games.
Yeah, they are definitely huge games, as you mentioned, trying to battle for one of those top spots. Coach, before I let you go, quick look at the Vermillion Tanagers. Who do you need to shut down, and who scares you the most when looking at this Vermillion squad?
I think the whole team. I mean, they seem to have their post players, the 2 that start and the 2 that come off, seem to score. You got your outside guys, that shoot, Sanders in his 22. He's a hustler and works hard and seems to be scoring points. There's not one player on that team you shut down. You just try to hope you can not let anybody get hot. You try to hopefully keep everybody from going off on you. But they have a well-rounded ball team, and I'm not sure how you aren't going to completely set them down. You just hope that you can keep them to one shot here and there, and you don't turn the ball over a lot. So,
again, that's head coach Bob Krapensky in my conversation I had with him before the loss last night against Elk Point Jefferson. Again, the Watchdogs fall 43-42. All right, if you missed last night's action, Vermillion gets another big win against Lamar's Iowa, receiving the maximum 52 seed points going up in plain action. Lamar's was 15-4 before the loss last night. Again, Vermillion boys win 59-45 with no shot clock in the state of Iowa. The boys took care of business, and this is what Jay Drake's comments were about the victory last night.
Coach Drake, I felt like this one coming into this evening was one of those trap games. This was one that you didn't feel maybe comfortable with just because this isn't a team that you're so used to, and you don't get to see a lot of film on them knowing what's happening in the state of South Dakota compared to the state of Iowa. A low-scoring first half, 24-17. What were your thoughts after that first half, seeing such little scoring from both teams?
Well, Cale hit a huge 3 at the end of the half, too. 4-point game going to 7, just from a mindset standpoint even, and to give us a little more breathing room. We like the 17. They got guys that can score, and we talked a little bit on the pregame. The good news was they were at 17. The bad news is I think they were like 0 for 9 from 3. Maybe they might have hit 1 for 9 in the first half, something like that, and they're much better shooters than that.
Yeah.
And we told our guys at halftime, they actually, I don't know if it was our defense, because they had a couple good looks in the first half. Kids just missed them, and then true to form, they came out and hit I think 4 quick ones just like that to start the second half. And but it's a different, I don't want to say different style but it changes things when there's no shot clock. And, we've talked about that the last couple of days, but, you can't really simulate a whole lot in practice without it. And when you've played, you're playing every game the last 3 years, these guys with a shot clock for the most part, except our game, obviously, 2 years ago here. And I was fearful. I talked to their coach. They're well coached, number one. Coach Irwin, he does a heck of a job, and they're disciplined on both ends of the floor. They play the game the right way. But, talking to them before the game, and I forget about this, they have one more game next week against South Sioux City, and then they start. But their seeding, this had no impact to their postseason. Yep. They, in Iowa here, a week and a half ago, they do their seeding meeting with the coaches or whatnot within the regions. And they'll be the 2 seed in their region. But, he's saying good things about our team before the game, saying, hey, it's great for their team to play a good team that we have. They can work on some things for the postseason, get them ready for the postseason, and it doesn't impact their seeding. Yeah. I said, well, Coach, it does impact ours. Could you maybe rest some starters tonight? And that's what I was hoping for. But, I told you before the game, and luckily we were in this situation. If you can shorten the game in the fourth quarter, it is a big deal that when we got that double-digit 10, 12-point lead, and, one would say you could start pulling it out early. Sometimes if you pull it out too soon, it gets you out of an offensive rhythm and flow. And before you know it, maybe a couple turnovers, you get the crowd going on the other end. And then when you need to start scoring again, you're out of rhythm the way it is. So, the magic number in my head was if we could have a 7-8 point lead tonight with about 3 minutes to go, I thought we could then spread it out. Luckily, we had it at 12, 13, 14 there. And, we still got to take care of the basketball some at the end, but we had enough space tonight to kind of just hold them off.
Able to hold them off is definitely a good statement to use. You mentioned some big seed points here, not only getting the win, but also going up and playing a Class 3A team, so that's going to be huge as well. Balanced scoring, but also quiet scoring. Dobney was held in check. Also, Dylan Gestring blocked a few times, didn't have quite of a rhythm in that first half. How much does that worry you going into the rest of the season, getting ready for postseason, now that teams are starting to key in on those two guys, that they know how to stop them now, and you need to find other guys getting the offense going? Yeah,
I think some of that was just the way the game was tonight. Sometimes, we're so used to, playing some of these games, it's getting up and down, and, it's more of a half-court game on both ends. Looking up now, the trick is, Dylan and Jacob still end up with 16 each. And Dylan, for him, and he knows this too, he left a lot of points on the board. Yes. He missed a couple layups to start the game, and, at the free throw line, that he very easily could have had a night in the mid-20s tonight. And I think some of it felt that way too, because we're so used to, with our team, going into kind of stretches or runs and getting out in transition. Jacob might get a few easy ones in we didn't get any easy looks really all night long. Hopefully they were saying the same thing, and and that's what good teams do to other good teams. You make it hard on teams, make it hard on their key players to score the basketball, and they did that, and they made us grind this thing out. In one sense, it reminded me a lot of our West Central game too. It was a similar type ball game. What we've told our kids though is every night, every game is a little bit different, and good basketball teams can win games different ways, and I think our guys have shown that throughout the season.
We see, I forgot to ask you this on a pregame show, but this means even more now that you get the win. Seed point wise, and this helps out quite a bit. You're up in the first after the win against Dakota Valley, just barely. Right. How much does that help out seeing this win tonight?
Well, it's huge because obviously it's 52 points. It's our biggest seed point game of the year. Normally the Christians and Dakota Valley wins are only worth 50. These guys should beat South Sioux on next week, so they'll finish 16-5. So it's a normal 50-point win, plus you get the +2 for going up a class. Yep. The trick is Dakota Valley's got 2 games next week against Sioux City East and Sioux City West that are AA games. Yeah. They played Fargo Davies earlier in the year. That was a 52-point win for them. We've put ourselves in a position. What would really help a perfect night right now is if Del Rapids would take care of Dakota Valley down in Del Rapids. That's a score we'll be watching. Then we probably have things in our hands at that time where we control our own destiny. Right now we're in a situation where we still probably, even if we somehow can figure out a way to win out, and if DB wins out, we probably still need a little help from a couple teams that are non-common opponents. But that's things we can't control. All we can do is control the Vermillion Tanagers, and we did our part tonight, and we got to go do our part tomorrow again. And you just kind of let everything else kind of play its way out.
I know I asked you on our pregame show, so I won't ask you again because you're just taking this one game at a time. It's a quick turnaround for Beresford. But how much does this feel like it's a state championship run, as in you play in tonight, you play again tomorrow, you get Sunday off, you play again on Monday, play again on Tuesday, just the consistency and the constant turnover for the boys?
Yeah, we started tonight, obviously 5 games in the next 7 days, so this is a huge start against a very good basketball team on the road. Our kids are in a 4-day weekend. They didn't have school today. They have Monday off, President's Day, and yet they're not getting anything off because you play a road game tonight. Yep. You're going to go on the road to Beresford tomorrow. We'll go on the road again on Monday. So the only thing we're worried about is taking care of ourselves, winning basketball games, playing one game at a time, and making sure the heat on the bus is working over the next 3 days. It was okay on the way over, but we still got another trip home and a couple more travels the next few days.
There he is, head coach Jay Drake of the Vermillion boys. All right, that wraps up the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show. It's time to get to our opening tip and starting lineups.
You've been listening to the Debbie Profrock Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show. Tip-off is moments away. Let's head courtside. Here's the voice of the Vermillion Tanagers, Heath Nimke.
It is time for game number 2 here on ESPN Radio, as it was a big night. We just got done hearing from head coach Jay Drake of the Vermillion Tanagers and that win against the Lamar's Bulldogs. As we heard just a little bit ago from head coach Keith Kropensky, a tough loss for the Watchdogs also last night, 43-42. Both teams coming in less than 24 hours rest. How do they both look, and how is the shooting tonight for both teams? Do want to give you a quick update, as we heard head coach Jay Drake mention in our post-game interview, biggest fans of Del Rapids last night, as they were hoping that Del Rapids could beat Dakota Valley. No defense was to be found, especially late in that fourth quarter, as Dakota Valley rolled past Del Rapids 87-72. And Del Rapids, in fact, took another loss just a little bit ago today. Again, they lost to Dakota Valley last night, and then lost to St. Thomas More earlier this afternoon, 63-53. But again, maximum seed points for the Vermillion Tanagers does still have Vermillion out in front inside this region with a total of 46.133 seed points. And something interesting coming into this week, Vermillion, even though they were ranked number 1 in Class A according to the media prep rankings, they still weren't number 1 when it came to the seed points. They found themselves in 3rd place. After the win against Dakota Valley, they went to number 2 in the seed points. But Sioux Falls Christian played last night, lost to Western Christian out of Iowa, 80-78 in overtime. So with a win last night from Vermillion, a loss against Sioux Falls Christian last night, Vermillion now moves up to the number 1 as well in seed points. So give Vermillion undefeated at 15-0. 4-0 inside the region, 8-0 inside the DAC 12, 46.133 seed points. They are the unanimous number 1 now. The only person, I guess, that wouldn't say this team is number 1 would be the man who is the head coach, as he always says, we're a great team, and we still have to just take care of it one game at a time. And game number 1 right now for Vermillion boys is against the Beresford Watchdogs. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for both the Beresford Watchdogs and for the Vermillion Tanagers. First up for the home team, the Beresford Watchdogs. The starting lineup tonight will be number 3, Spencer Nelson, the 6-foot senior guard. Number 5, Isaiah Richards, the 5'11 junior forward. Number 12, Cody Klunseth, the 6'2 senior center. Number 21, Tate Van Ordeloob, the 6'2 sophomore forward. And number 23,
Ashton Jaden, the 6'4 junior center. For the Vermillion Tanagers, the same starting five they had last night. It'll be number 20, Connor Saunders, the 6-foot senior shooting guard. Number 22, Jacob Dobney, the 6-foot senior small forward. Number 24, Dylan Gestring, the 6'5 senior center. Number 32, Jake Jensen, the 6'2 junior point guard. And number 50, Noah Gilbertson, the 6'3 senior power forward. And the Tanagers are coached by head coach Jay Drake in his 13th season. Vermillion Tanagers come out in their traditional away uniforms, all in red, numbers and letters that are in white. For the Beresford Watchdogs, they're in their all-white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in purple, as they put Stickum on the feet right now. And heading into the center circle, it'll be Ashton Jaden along with Dylan Gestring. A good student section here on hand. A nice crowd for the Beresford Watchdogs, but on the opposite side as we see it, the Vermillion Tanager traveling faithfully. The ball is in the air. Opening tip is won by the Vermillion Tanagers, and we are underway for game number 2 as Vermillion looks to stay undefeated. It's a drive in by Dylan Gestring, puts up his early shot, leaves it short. Ball is tipped around several different times, will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Vermillion Tanagers and Noah Gilbertson underneath the rack, and it will be Watchdog basketball. The press is on, but able to get it up to Isaiah Richards. Are the Watchdogs now in the lane, pull-up jumper, leaving it completely short is Tate Van Orderloo, and picked up by Vermillion. It's Jensen over to Dobney. Dobney pump fakes one direction, goes the opposite, and drives in and lays it off the glass. Jacob Dobney, after having 16 points last night against Lamar's, begins with the first 2 for the Vermillion Tanagers. 2-0, 7-14 first quarter. A pass that's going to be stolen away by Saunders. Trying to work it to the opposite side was Isaiah Richards, but that was Saunders, the cornerback in football, showing why he was. Just cut that one off easily. Now to Noah Gilbertson. Gilbertson, the drive in the lane, pull-up jumper at the free throw line. This one off the mark. Rebounded by Jaden. Jaden will just quickly toss it over to Van Orderloo. Guarded close by Jake Jensen, runs into Jensen. Lynn loses it. Jensen picks up the loose basketball. Lets Tate go by him, and Jensen easily the left-handed layup. 4-0. Vermillion leads it 6:38 first quarter. Again, Vermillion, they're not going to let off the gas. They do not want to let the Watchdogs have any life here in the ball game. It's controlled on the near side with Richards. Richards dribbling around. Now kicks to the corner. Three-pointer. This one in and out for Spencer Nelson. Ball tipped back out to the Watchdogs with Van Orderloo. Tate at the top of the key. Now shoots it over to Nelson. Nelson makes the pass down to Jaden. Jaden back to Richards. 20 seconds on the shot clock. This is the first time this game has slowed down. Now just holding on to it is Jaden. Inside the purple paint. Trying to get a runner off Noah Gilbertson and able to make his way around and throw it off the glass is Ashton Jaden picking up his first 2 points. 4-2. 5:44 first quarter. Jensen pump fakes the 3. Now drives in, pulls up jumper at the free throw line, off the mark, tip back out to him. He'll shoot the 3 this time and knock it down. The second opportunity works for Jake Jensen and give him a quick 5 points in the ball game. 7-2, 5:28 first quarter. Jaden now over to Richards. Three-pointer for him. This is off the mark. And then a rebounding foul that will be called against Spencer Nelson, picking up his first personal and the first team foul. 7-2, 5:22 first quarter. Dobney works it into Saunders, and Saunders will take his time going for the Saturday evening stroll, getting it across the timeline. Still Saunders, now kicks it over to Dylan Gestring to Jensen. Another 3 from Jensen. This one off the right of the iron and rebounded by the Watchdogs. It's with Van Orderloo all the way up to Jaden. Jaden back out. Three-pointer for Richards. Knocks it down. Isaiah Richards, the first tray for the Watchdogs, and they have it within 2. 7-5, Vermillion with a 2-point lead. It's Jensen in the lane, back out to Gestring. The corner 3 for Gestring. This one off the mark. Punched around like a goalkeeper in soccer and picked up with now Saunders. Dobney has it underneath the hoop on the outlet pass. He's fouled as he goes up with a shot. And it will be a foul called on Cody Klungslis, picking up his first personal and the second team foul. Klungseth, getting his first foul. And the first free throw is knocked down from Jacob Dobney, giving him 3 points in the ball game. 5 for Jake Jensen. 8-5, Vermillion with a 3-point lead. Make it a 4-point lead as Dobney's able to connect on the second free throw. 9-5, 4:36 here in the first quarter. Looked down my watch there and got a little confused. Now a pass, it's going to be knocked away in the lane. Now Saunders up to Dobney, and Dobney, the runner in the lane, is able to get the go. 11-5, 4:17. Watchdogs trying to break the press now. Get it quickly up on a bounce pass, almost knocked away, but they get it to Klungseth, and then goes out of bounds as Jaden can't control it along the baseline. 11-5, couple of stoppage in play, starting to ruin the rhythm of this first quarter. Saunders brings it in the front court now, over to Dobney. Dobney bounce pass down to Gestring along the baseline. Underneath the hoop, Gestring tries to force something up, partially blocked, but coming back up with it, Gilbertson back out to Dobney. The tray from him, Jacob Dobney knocks it down. Jacob now 9 points in this first quarter. 14-5. Dobney finds himself on a little bit of a 5-0 run. The Tanagers on a 7-0 run, and now a timeout called by head coach Keith Kropensky. And we'll step aside and take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Beresford and Vermillion. We're back in 30 seconds.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment's Vermillion. We rent out and operate dozers, excavators. We also have aerial equipment.
Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix.
We got telehandlers, payloaders, skid loaders, just a lot of different equipment that we rent and we sell it too. And you can rent to buy. And you end up having it for 6 months. We'll give you a buyout option on that thing.
Call Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment. Vermillion. Easy to work with and not hard to find.
From Burt's Sports Bar and Grill in Beresford. Tonight, join us at Burt's Sports Bar and Grill for an evening meal we are sure you'll enjoy. We have specials every night and a full menu with wraps, sandwiches, and something for the kids. Be sure to order some of our tasty appetizers and plan on having a good time. Bring the whole family. Your friends would already be here. Don't cook tonight. Instead, come experience Burt's Sports Bar and Grill in Beresford. Like us on Facebook and check us out online at burtsbar.com.
Back into action here at the Beresford High School. 14-5, the Watchdogs have it out of the timeout break. It's controlled with Richards. He puts up a jump shot, this one off the mark, as there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock, as there was never hitting the iron, and not noticing that, Spencer Nelson making a pass over to Richards, and it will be a shot clock violation, and Vermillion will have it back. At the last break as well, Cale Mockler and Nick Sorensen checked out, as Gilbertson and Jensen took a spot on the bench. Dobney now has it. Bounce pass down to Nick Sorensen. Sorensen trying to find someone underneath. Now back to Cal Mockler. He'll shoot the 3. Leaves it short. Offensive rebound, though, by Dylan Gestrin. He tries to go back up with it. Again, partially deflected and can't kiss it home, Dylan. 14-5, 2:45 first quarter. Jaden back out to Richards. Richards in the corner. Trying to get down to Jaden, and pass can be deflected away. Loose basketball picked up by Vermillion. Saunders speeds in the front court, but he has it swiped away from behind. And the pass is going to be knocked out of bounds by Saunders, trying to get the recovery there. 14-5, 2:31 first quarter. Watchdogs have it in the backcourt with Isaiah Richards. Richards will get it over now to his teammate, Van Orderloo. Orderloo holds it above his head. Dribbling in between the legs. Now pass down to the baseline as they work it with the Watchdogs. Back to the top of Jaden. Pass in the lane, going to be deflected away. The passing in the lane just is not working for the Watchdogs right now. Now a quick substitution. It's coming out of the ball game. Cody Klungseth will step out. Stepping on for the Watchdogs is Josh Leimer. Controlled right now with Van Orderloo. Van Orderloo drives in, but going to knock over Nick Sorensen in the lane. And Sorensen's able to take the charge. That'll be the first foul called on Tate Van Orderloo. Third team foul. Vermillion has yet to commit one. 2:02 first quarter. It's a 9-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers, 14-5. Dobney Dribbles it across the B logo. Using both hands. Now we'll kick it over to Cale Mockler. Holding above his head. Back to Dobney. Catch and shoot three. Knocking it down. Jacob Dobney with that. Now has 12 points in this first quarter. 17-5. 136 first quarter. Now the drive underneath is Jaden. He puts up his shot. Leaves it short off the right side of the rim. Rebounded by Noah Gilbertson. Up to Jake Jensen. Jensen to Dobney. Dobney catch and shoot three. This one rattles in and out. Rebound, though, offensively. Gilbertson. He's double teamed underneath the hoop. Back out to Jensen. He pump fakes the three. Steps inside the perimeter. Puts up the jumper and knocks it down. Jake Jensen with 7. Dobney with 12. That's all 19 points the Vermillion Tanagers have had. 19-5. 104 first quarter. And now contact made as Jaden tries to scoot around. And a foul called. The foul called on Jacob Dobney. No, excuse me, Jake Jensen. Jake Jensen picking up his first personal and the first team foul. A little confused there. The official held up 13. And I was like, 13? No one's on 13 for Vermillion. But they get it corrected. 19-5, 1 minute, straightaway three. This one off the mark for the Watchdogs and Van Otterloo. Here comes Saunders into the front court. Across the Watchdog script on that far side of the court. Down to Jensen, and he is going to travel. Took a step, hopped in the air, and then never passed it off. 19-5, 48.4 first quarter. Beresford Watchdog student section tries to get into it just slightly, but so far they really haven't had anything to cheer for. It's up in the front court with Van Otterloo. Back to the top, they work it with Limer. Now over to Spencer Nelson. Nelson to Limer, to Van Otterloo. Working it around the perimeter. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Limer, the runner in the lane. Can't get the fall. Rebounded by Nick Sorensen. Pass over to Saunders, and Saunders will bring it across the B logo. Holding for that last second shot. Vermillion leads it by 14 right now, 19-5. It's still Saunders. Over to Jake Jensen. Back to Saunders with 7 seconds remaining first quarter. Cale Mockler holding above his head. Now Noah Gilbertson. He pulls up the three-pointer off the mark, and this will go out of bounds. That's the end of the first quarter. It's been all the Vermillion Tanagers. We'll step aside. You're listening to the Region 4 matchup between Vermillion and Beresford. We're back in 60 seconds.
Pump up your car, coolers, and tummy with Pump and Pack in Vermillion. Whether you're coming or going, we are here for you when you need us, with what you need. Grocery items, beer, snacks, fuel, wine, hot dogs, pizza by the slice, and now for real ice cream smoothies and shakes, cookie dough, strawberry banana, and even mocha latte. We are open when you need us 24 hours a day with what you need at Pump and Pack on West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
Now through February 19th, all CarQuest Blue filters are on sale. Take advantage of deep discounts on every filter, including oil, air, hydraulic, water filters, much more too. Hey, last year alone, Brad had over 3 pallets filled as high as you can go with CarQuest Blue filters you ordered, because everyone knows that you won't find a better filter deal. So hurry to Muller Auto Parts in Beresford through February 19th. Muller Auto Parts, your CarQuest dealer, Beresford.
Back into action as we begin the second quarter. The Beresford Watchdogs begin with the opening possession of this second quarter, trailing by 14. A runner that will fall through for Isaiah Richards, giving him 5 points for the ball game. Vermillion again puts up 19 in that second quarter, or excuse me, in that first quarter, all done by just 2 guys of Dobney and Jake Jensen. Speaking of, Jensen has it now, shoots the 3, knocks it down, and with that, Jake Jensen hits double figures with 10 points, 22-7. Dobney is the leading scorer, though, with 12. And now a pass, trying to get across the timeline. Going to be tipped and stolen away by the Vermillion Tanagers. Dobney back out to Jake Jensen, the NBA 3. This one off the mark. Chasing after the rebound is Dylan Gestring. Back to Jake Jensen. Back out to Dylan. Pump fakes the 3. Now to Saunders, to Gilbertson. Gilbertson. Spin in the lane, hook shot, it rims in and out, and rebounded by the Beresford Watchdogs. 22-7, 6:50, second quarter. Now on the drive is Richards, but his space is cut off by Dobney. Pass back out to Jaden. Pump fakes the three. Steps into the perimeter. Now jumper for him. Off the mark. And a rebound by Dylan Gestreen. Gestreen up to Saunders. Down to Gilbertson at the low block. Fadeaway jumper from him. It's the first points for the Vermillion Tanagers that aren't Noah Gilbertson, or excuse me, that aren't Jake Jensen or Jacob Dobney. 24-7. 6:20 second quarter. Beresford has it with Van Orderloo in the corner. Now over, and it's pump fake three from Jake Jensen, but leaves his feet, never makes the pass, comes back down. 24-7, turnover for the Watchdogs, 6:14. Dobney will get it into Saunders. Saunders across the B logo. Just using the right-handed dribble, looking around. Now over to Noah Gilbertson. Gilbertson shouting out instructions. To the top with Dylan Gestreen. Bounce pass over to Connor Saunders. Saunders, a pass that's going to be tipped up in the air, and a turnover for the Watchdogs as they get the pass out of the air. And now they get it up the court to Jaden. Again, Beresford basketball. Jaden, pull-up jumper. This misses everything, but it's almost a pass that goes to Isaiah Richards. Again, a missed shot that went to Richards. Richard goes up, gets fouled from behind, and he'll head to the free throw line. 24-7, 5:41, second quarter. First free throw upcoming for Richards, and will miss it. So second one upcoming. And he is the leading scorer with 5 points in the ball game for the Watchdogs. Second free throw, this one off the mark. So it goes 0 of 2 this time from the charity stripe. Up quickly to Dylan Gestreen. Gestreen will just drive in, throw it off the iron, but it's not going to be strong enough, and then a reach-in foul called against Dylan Gestreen as he was frustrated after missing a shot, picking up his first personal and the second team foul. Been a very clean game, or excuse me, that was a third team foul. But again, been a very clean game, just a total of 6 fouls in total in this first half. And now a knock away from behind by Dobney. Jake Jensen picks up the loose basketball. Jake Jensen easily lays it in. 26-7, and a timeout called by head coach Keith Kropensky. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We're back in 30 seconds.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
26-7, 5:17, second quarter. It's been all the Vermillion Tanagers here in the ball game in this first half. Right now, Watchdogs have it. A drive from Richards underneath the hoop. Pass back out to Jaden. He puts up his floater, too strong off the glass, and rebounded by Vermillion. Quickly opposite way, catch and shoot three. Dobney, he knocks it down. My goodness. Jacob Dobney just continues to hit. Now 15 points for him in the ball game. 29-7, 4:48 second quarter. And the front court come the Watchdogs. It's Richards who has it. Pass back behind to Nelson. Nelson back to Richards. Richards just trying to find some way through some tall hands of the Tanagers. Now to Jaden. Guarded closely by Dylan Gestreen. Back out to a wide open Nelson. He'll shoot the three, knock it down. Spencer Nelson, his first three of the ball game, 29-10. It's a 19-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Over at Jacob Dobney, now to Noah Gilbertson, along the near wing, back to the top with Jensen to Saunders. Saunders thought about shooting the three, decides not to take it. Now back over to Jake Jensen. Jensen, pass along the baseline underneath the hoop. And this will go out of bounds, cutting it off as Richards. It will be staying with Vermillion. 29-10, 4:02 second quarter. And bounce pass to Jacob Dobney. Dobney now to Gilbertson. Gilbertson will go up. His shot, though, is blocked away by Klungseth and rebounded by the Watchdogs. It's now Richards Richards drives in, throws it hard off the glass, and will send it home. Isaiah Richards, 7 points in the ball game, 29-12. And right now, the Beresford Watchdogs find themselves on a 5-0 run. Jake Jensen, a three-pointer. This one off the mark. Offensive rebound for Dylan Gestreen. Now to Gilbertson, to Dobney. Dobney, the drive underneath the hoop, and whistle called as contact made on the drive against Isaiah Richards, picking up his first personal and the fourth team foul. Sorensen and Cale Mockler will both check in the ball game. Gilbertson and Jake Jensen will both take a spot on the bench. 29-12, 3:25, second quarter. It's controlled with Sorensen. Sorensen tries to make a pass, but it's going to be a turnover. And now it's controlled with the Beresford Watchdogs. Three-pointer, this one is going to be off the mark. Rebounded by the Vermillion Tanagers. Jacob Dobney. Dobney up to Cale Mockler. Back out to Dobney at the top of the key. Dobney pump fakes now over to Dylan Gestreen. Gestreen drive along the baseline. Pass is going to be stolen away by Richards. Richards will bring it into the front court. Richards now will have it knocked away from him. So he's trying to drive on Jake Jensen. Dobney quickly the opposite way. It's Dobney over to Sorensen. Sorensen around, turnaround hook shot, gets it to fall, and Nick Sorensen has his first 2 points off the bench, 31-12. 2:27, second quarter. Again, a 19-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Control with the Beresford Watchdogs. And a pull-up three now by Van Orderloo. Contact is made with Dylan Gestreen, so it will send to the free throw line Van Orderloo to shoot three here in the ball game. Again, 31-12. The first one of three is off the mark, as Beresford has struggled so far at shooting the three. Second free throw upcoming. It's up, and this one is knocked down from Tate Van Orderloo, and with that will pick up his first point in the ball game. 31-13, 2:17, second quarter. A second of three on the way. Excuse me, a third of three. And this one is in and out for Van Orderloo. Then an immediate whistle. Rebounding foul called against the Beresford Watchdogs. So 5 fouls now on the Watchdogs, 4 on the Vermillion Tanagers. 2:12, first quarter, 31-13. It's Gilbertson, pass over to Sorensen. Sorensen back out to the top with Saunders. Now to Dobney. Dobney over to Gilbertson. He'll shoot the three. Bingo! Silky smooth from Noah Gilbertson. Give him 5 points in this second quarter. 34-13. Back up to a 21-point lead, which matches the biggest lead Vermillion has had in the ball game. Right-handed dribble for Richards. Richards trying to use the screen now from another Watchdog. Pass back. Now a travel will be called by the Watchdogs in the lane by Tommy Cordell. And another turnover. Dobney will come out. Jake Jensen back on the court for Vermillion. 34-13. Vermillion started off with a 7-2 lead, and they have not looked back ever since. 90 seconds remaining first half. Cale Mockler has it over to Gilbertson in the coffin corner. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark and rebounded by the Beresford Watchdogs. Watchdogs quickly get it into the front court. They control it now. Thinking about shooting the three is Van Orderloo. Decide not to take it. Back to the top of the arc with Limer. Limer using the right-handed dribble over to Richards. Richards down to the low block with Van Orderloo trying to cuff the pass, and a foul is called. That will be called against Connor Saunders, picking up his first personal foul and the 15th foul against the Vermillion Tanagers. Couple substitutions. Jaden and Richards will both come out of the ball game. Klungseth and also Nelson back in the game for the Watchdogs. Quick catch and shoot off the back of the iron for Beresford. Rebounded by Vermillion. Pass down to the low block with Sorensen. His runner can't get the fall. Rebounded by Cordell for the Watchdogs. 34-13. 21-point lead remains for the Vermillion Tanagers. Pass on the lane is going to be knocked away and loose basketball picked up by Connor Saunders. He loses his dribble in between the legs, looking for someone to pass it to. Now to Jake Jensen. Contact made between Jensen, Nelson, Saunders, and a foul going to be called on Jake Jensen. So Jensen will pick up his second personal and the 16th foul on the Vermillion Tanagers. 34-13, 32 seconds remain in this first half. And a quick substitution as Van Orderloo will come out of the ball game. Quick inbounds. Nelson has it, bringing it across the B logo. Using his right-handed dribble, just holding on to it. Watchdogs want to hold for the last second shot. Now work it over to Klungseth. Klungseth, three-pointer. This one is knocked down for the Beresford Watchdogs, 34-16. Here comes Vermillion. They'll get the last second shot now after Beresford went way too early. Screen by Nick Sorensen. Three-pointer. This one is good for Connor Saunders, and Saunders will get a big three-pointer right before the buzzer, and the buzzer will go off, and that is the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show coming up as Vermillion leads it by 21 going into halftime, 37-16. All right, we'll take a step aside, and when we come back, we'll have the first half scoring. That's on the way here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Peterson Machine in Beresford will bring you the best value for your dollar, along with professional service and parts to keep you going. Check out the big selection of used equipment as well. Need a hard-working farm hand? Peterson Machine also carries a full line of Polaris ATVs and UTVs ready for the toughest jobs. No matter what the job, Polaris keeps you going. Check the full inventory at petersonmachine.com.
It's the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show on ESPN, along with Fuller Digital Solutions. It's been all Vermillion boys in this first half as they lead it 37-16. And right now at halftime, before we take a look at the first half scoring, we're joined with head coach John Brooks. And Coach Brooks, we knew it was going to be a tough test for your team coming in after less than 24 hours rest. Did you think it would be this tough in fighting shooting tonight for the girls?
Yeah, obviously we didn't see this coming. You know, after last night, we were pretty down, and we wanted to come out and play well tonight. And, you know, I thought defensively we were good. I was really, you know, we talked this morning about getting back to playing defense the way that we've been playing it earlier in the year. And, you know, our defense was good enough tonight. You know, we did a good job of getting out to their on Niles and Bogue, and we did a good job helping and switching and all those things that we wanted to do. But obviously on the offensive end, we just didn't get it done.
What was it with the threes that you think in your head they just weren't falling tonight?
Yeah, and, you know, we knew that, you know, they played that big 3-2 zone. The middle's wide open on it, and we wanted to attack the middle, and we couldn't get one to fall in there. And, you know, once they're not falling in the middle of the paint, then they don't have to collapse as hard, and those outside shots get tougher. But, we put Lexi in the middle, and she gained a lot of attention and got us some good looks from the outside. And like I said, I don't really want to see our field goal percentage, but I know it wasn't good. Yeah, it was definitely a tough night. And as we mentioned, it doesn't get any easier for your crew with another 2 games coming up next week before you wrap up the season and head into regions. After these 2 tough losses, where is your gut at now looking at this team? Yeah, you know, I've talked about it a little bit in the locker room here, and we'll say, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. Nobody else feels sorry for us. Wagner on Tuesday doesn't feel sorry for us. It's time to buckle down and go out and compete and start getting things going here, and we have 2 big games, so hopefully to close out the regular season the right way, and we got to gain some momentum next weekend into the regions.
Yeah, definitely be a tough one. What do you know so far about Wagner that you can let us know of?
Yeah, they're very talented. They got the Copel girls there that are scoring a lot. They got the transfer from Avon Nagel that's really changed their team. She transferred her second semester, and they've just gotten a lot more dynamic since she's been there. So we'll have to, at last regular season home game, we'll have to. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough, and but this time of the year, games are tough, and we got to find a way to fight through that and get one done.
Coach Brooks, everything taken care of for Valentine's Day?
I don't ask my wife that. So
okay, well you go get that taken care of. All right.
All right, thanks.
There he is, head coach John Brooks here on the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show. As right now at half, the Vermillion boys lead it 37-16. It is a big 21-point lead. We'll step aside here on the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show, and when we come back, we'll take a look at that first half scoring. That's on the way here on ESPN.
So we're buying a bigger home.
A 4-bedroom, but, with room to grow.
Your ocular cavity is malfunctioning.
Because we want kids.
Calculating offspring life insurance.
No, wait. We only have a cat.
Calculating farm insurance.
Is there somebody else who can help us?
Only a human who knows you can create a plan that's right for you. That's why for 80 years we've built relationships first and plans second. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
Lumberland. After over a decade of customer
Digital Solutions started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live videos for a couple ball games. And little did we know we'd have the 2020 pandemic and so many reasons for doing live streams on our new YouTube channel. We have 12 schools we cover: Mississippi, South Dakota, and Iowa. And we're always growing. If you're interested in working with FDS as camera operator or play-by-play for the many sports we cover, or if you would like to use our services to live stream your event, email us at PolarDigitalSolutions@gmail.com and subscribe to Polar Digital Solutions on YouTube.
Bags of Ace Wild Bird Food. Buy 2 for just $12. Save $5 on a gallon of Benjamin.
Radio family is growing. Now you can listen to all of the Vermillion Tanagers broadcast on 2 stations, 101.5 FM and AM 1570. When the Tanagers are playing, tune in to either 101.5 FM or AM 1570 to catch the voice of the Tanagers, Heath Nimke, for every play. In addition, we invite you to listen to all of our ESPN programming. We thank you for listening and our radio sponsors that allow us to broadcast all of the Vermillion Tanager sports on ESPN, 101.5 FM and AM 1570.
Combine years of dental experience along with a professional and compassionate staff. Call for an appointment today. 605-857-8008. 605-857-8008.
Teamwork. You can't have sports without it, and biofuels would not be where they are today without your team spirit. Poet Biorefining in Hudson is proud to use your locally produced corn to make clean burning ethanol for all of America to use. How's that for a winning combination? Poet Biorefining in Hudson reminds you to pump ethanol in your gas tank to support cleaner air, less dependency on oil, and our local farmers. Poet Biorefining wishes good luck to the Beresford Watchdogs.
This is the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 around the world at kvtk.com, along with Fuller Digital Solutions. I'm Heath Nimke. Suki Ford running our video stream tonight, 37-16. A big reason why Vermillion already has 2 men in double figures, including Jacob Dobney and Jake Jensen. We'll take a look at the full numbers for Vermillion here in just a sec, but right now for the Beresford Watchdogs, they are led away with Isaiah Richards. He has 7 points so far in the ball game, including 4 in the second quarter. 3 points from Spencer Nelson, 2 points from Ashton Jaden, who has been getting some big rebounds, but again, just 2 points. And Tate Van Orderloo went 1 of 3 from the free throw line in that second quarter for just his 1 point. As I mentioned, double figures for Dobney and Jensen, 15 for Dobney and 12 for Jensen. Vermillion finally found some offense from others besides Jake Jensen and Dobney, who are the only two to score in that first quarter. Noah Gilbertson has 5 points, 2 points for Nick Sorensen, and also 3 points for Connor Saunders hitting a three-pointer. All right, we're going to take one more quick break, and when we come back, we have the second half of this Beresford-Vermillion game that's on the way next here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570.
Make space for tall items. Quickly and easily move the bins side to side for convenient storage options. The Flexi Slide Bin, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Mall in Beresford, South Dakota.
Final warm-up shots being taken by the Vermillion Tanagers. Beresford, they're meeting with head coach Keith Krapensky as we get set to start this second half. The Vermillion Tanagers will come back out in their original starting five: Connor Saunders, Jacob Dobney, Dylan Gestring, Jake Jensen, and Noah Gilbertson. The Beresford Watchdogs back out in their starting five with Spencer Nelson, Isaiah Richards, Cody Klungseth, Tate Van Orderloo, and Ashton Jaden. Vermillion in their all-red uniforms, numbers and letters that are in white. They'll be moving the left to right way, attacking that right basket. Beresford Watchdogs the opposite way, from right to left. Get the thumbs up from all the officials, and we are ready to go as Jensen will get it into Connor Saunders to begin this second half. Vermillion with a 21-point lead. Bounce pass as Gestring has to chase it down. Now almost loses his dribble. Back out to Connor Saunders. Saunders, drive, attacking the lane. Now pull-up jumper from him. Won't fall through. Offensive rebound. Dylan Gestring sends it home for his first points of the ball game after scoring 16 last night against Lamar's, 39-16. Again, a few more points for Vermillion Tanagers. They would send it to a running clock. We'll see if they get to that mark. It's controlled by the Watchdogs. Now over to Richards. He'll shoot the three. This one is off the mark and rebounded by Jake Jensen. Jensen hands it to Gilbertson. Gilbertson moving it around. Now we'll hold on to it to Saunders at the top of the key. Saunders works it over to Dylan Gestring. Now to Dobney. Dobney will shoot the three, knocking it down. Jacob Dobney, 18 points for him in the ball game, 42-16. Again, Vermillion just needs 4 more points, and we have ourselves a running clock the rest of this second half. Three-pointer from Nelson, misses everything, and it will be saved by Richards. And then Jaden's shot is blocked by Jake Jensen. Fight for it underneath the hoop, can't send it home as Klugseth. And finally, Vermillion is able to pull it back down. High pass, it goes over the head of Gilbertson and into the hands of Jaden. Quickly the opposite way come the Watchdogs. It's now Richards, back behind to Nelson. Nelson, using his dribble, will now just hand it back to Richards along the free throw line, extend it. It's controlled with Van Orderloo. Pull-up jumper, free throw line, off the mark, rebounded by Jake Jensen. To Saunders. Saunders across the 10-second line. Saunders the right-handed dribble right in front of the Tanager bench. Now kicks it over to Gilbertson, top of the key. Gilbertson spin the lane, splits the double team, but can't send it home. Rebounded by Klungseth. Klungseth will get it quickly to Richards. Richards will now pump the break to slow it down a little bit. 42-16, 5:51, third quarter. It's now a bounce pass, three-pointer. This one is off the mark, but rebound coming up for Klungseth, and then he loses it. It's going to be controlled by Connor Saunders for the Vermillion Tanagers, picking up the loose basketball. Now to Dobney. Pull-up three from him, knocks it down. Jacob Dobney hits another big three, and head coach Jay Drake is going to call the timeout. We'll step aside and take the Culligan water break with him. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We're back in 60 seconds.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment's Vermillion.
We ran out and operate dozers, excavators. We also have aerial equipment.
Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix.
We got telehandlers, payloaders, skid loaders, just a lot of different equipment that we rent and we sell it too. And you can rent to buy. And you end up having it for 6 months. We'll give you a buyout option on that thing.
Call Dave Hertz, Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment. Vermillion, easy to work with and not hard to find.
High school right now, Vermillion, they lead it by 29, 45-16, 5:32, third quarter. Richards will get it in after the timeout was used by head coach Jay Drake. I have a feeling "don't get slack" was part of his comments. It's controlled now along the baseline. Bounce pass to Jaden. Jaden goes up through contact. Can't get his shot to fall, but a foul called against the Vermillion Tanagers, and it will send Ashton Jaden to the free throw line to shoot two. The foul comes against Noah Gilbertson. That's his first personal, the first team foul. First free throw upcoming, and this one is just off the mark. Hits the front of the iron, hits the glass, then goes shooting off towards the left. Second free throw is up, and he'll get this one to fall. Ashton Jaden now 3 points. His first point, should say his first bucket since the first quarter. 45-17, 5:12, third quarter. It's with Gilbertson, top of the key. Now shoots it over to Dylan Gestreen on that far side. Gestreen drives in, lays it off the glass, and Gestreen 4 points now in this third quarter. And with that, we'll now see a running clock the rest of the way, 47-17, 4:55, third quarter. It's controlled with now Nelson. Nelson inside the purple paint, back out to Richards, to Van Orderloo. Now handoff to Richards, to Nelson. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark, rebounded by Jake Jensen. Jensen quickly up to Dobney. Dobney, pull up three, knocks it down. My goodness, you just can't stop him tonight. Jacob Dobney with now 24 points in the ball game. 50-17, 4:23, third quarter. Richards has it towards the B logo. Now bounce pass over to Van Orderloo. He works it to the opposite side with Richards. Richards just holding on to it, will now make a move towards the baseline. Space is cut off, and then they work it back towards the top. Now underneath the Klungset, turnaround hook shot off the mark for him, and rebounded by Noah Gilbertson. Up to Jacob Dobney. Dobney dribbling it in between the legs. Now over to Saunders. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark and rebounded by the Watchdogs. So no one was in there for the Vermillion Tanagers. Come up the court goes Tate Van Orderloo. Orderloo dribble in between the legs. They kick it back out to Spencer Nelson. Nelson now over to Isaiah Richards. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark, and Jake Jensen comes up with the loose basketball. Dribble in between the legs, reset. Jake Jensen across the timeline, using his left-handed dribble, almost trips up himself by that good old hardwood monster, not a turf monster. 50-17, pass goes out of bounds, and we'll see a couple substitutions. In fact, Vermillion is going to call off the Dogs already. No pun intended, by the way. As Gilbertson, Gestreen, Jensen, and Saunders all come out of the ball game, along with Dobney, Mockler, Mart, TJ Tracy, along with Nick Sorensen, and Ty Hertz all come in. Almost forgot Ty Hertz. Now over to Cale Mockler. He'll shoot the wing three, knocks it down. My goodness, they just switch out three-pointers for three-pointers. Cale Mockler, a big one there, 53-17. Again, 2:40. In fact, almost a minute left the clock there during that substitution time. It's controlled with now the Watchdogs and Van Orderloo. Handed off now to Nelson. He'll shoot the three, leaves it short. Battle for the rebound, picked up by Nick Sorensen. Now to Ty Hertz. Hertz across the B logo. Over to Cale Mockler. To Mart. Now bounce pass to Sorensen. Puts up the hook shot. Can't get the fall. Battle for the rebound. Finally pulled down by Jaden. Up to Van Orderloo. Has it the near wing to Jaden. Inside the lane. Draws himself a double team. Has to kick it back out. Now over to the top of the key with Nelson. Nelson drives in, but no space there as Carter Mart is able to cut it off. Now a deep three for Limer. This is off the mark, hitting the heel, and rebounded by Sorensen. 53-17, 1:45, third quarter. Above the head, now over to Carter Mart. He throws up his shot, leaves it short though, and rebounded by the Watchdogs. Van Orderloo, top of the key, guarded closely by Cale Mockler, then loses the dribble and falls into the hands of Carter Mart. Mart across the timeline, over to Cale Mockler. Now down to Nick Sorensen at the low block. Inside to TJ Tracy. Tracy's shot is blocked from behind. Right now, Tracy and Mart just are finding no luck, and then a loss in dribble by Limer goes out of bounds. It'll be Vermillion basketball. And now we'll see the second team of the Beresford Watchdogs come onto the court, as we're going to see a little bit of JV basketball finishing out this one. By the way, saw that game. Very chippy, to say the least. We'll see how this one goes. Hertz has it. We'll hand it off now to Cale Mockler. By the way, I will also be a little confused on numbers because not everyone is wearing their true jersey number tonight. Missed shot from Carter Mart, and it's going to be rebounded by Tommy Cordell. Now move it over to the far wing. They get it back to the top to Heiberger. Now to Austin Ham. Ham the shot, this one off the mark. Or excuse me, that's Limer. See, I'm going to get confused here with numbers. 53-17. Excuse me, any Watchdog fans. Trying not to get it wrong here. It's controlled with Hertz, as he'll just hold on for the last second shot. 5 seconds. Now pass it over to Mart. Over to Cale Mockler. The corner three from him. Knocks it down. Cale Mockler hits two big threes in this third quarter, and it's all Vermillion, 56-17. As we'll pause, and coming up, it'll be the final 8 minutes. That's on the way next here on ESPN.
Far too often people
Make space for tall items. Quickly and easily move the bins side to side for convenient storage options. The Flexi Slide Bin, brought to you by Whirlpool.
People say about Carlson's Body Shop in Beresford. One customer, quote, absolutely fantastic service. Another, Mike and Dan Carlson have a great family business. One more, we've been going to the shop since we've moved to town. Quality repair for reasonable money. For all your vehicle needs, count on Carlson's Body Shop in Beresford and check them out on Facebook.
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
This one's going to be a quick-moving fourth quarter as Vermillion outscored the Beresford Watchdogs in that third quarter, 19-1. Controlled with the Watchdogs, as again we're seeing some JV basketball with the running clock. This will probably take, time us now, it might take right around 8 minutes with that running clock. A missed shot from TJ Tracy, and then we'll go out of bounds. They say last touch by the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, this is one of those times where we noticed that running clock just never stopped, and it wasted 6 seconds there to inbound the basketball for the Watchdogs. Controlled at the top of the key for Beresford, as they have it again. Let's pull up my second sheet here. Controlled it with Justin With, and now a three-pointer. This one's off the mark for, not for sure. Not for sure on that number 15. Again, different jerseys for the Beresford Watchdogs, as they've been playing in games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Got some washing jerseys, just getting some more playing time as well with the constant makeup games for the Watchdogs because of COVID-19. It's controlled with Jeremy Crow back out, top of the key. Three-pointer knocked down from TJ Tracy. Tracy with his first 3 points of the ball game, 59-17. So Vermillion Tanagers now find themselves on a 13-0 run. Controlled with the near side with Worth. Pass back out. It's going to be stolen away. Here comes Vermillion. Quickly with Carter Mart. Now over to TJ Tracy to Ty Hertz. Everyone wants to score tonight. It's Hertz in the lane. Bounce pass to Carter Mart. He pulls up, shoots the three. This one in and out. Rebounded by the Watchdogs. And now a quick turnover the opposite way. Jeremy Crow lays it off the glass. And Jeremy Crow has 2 points in the ball game. And Vermillion just adding to their lead, 61-17. 5:48, fourth quarter. Bounce pass that goes over to Worth. Now they work it to Heiberger. Heiberger trying to drive down the low block. Contact is made and a foul is called. Foul against Ty Hertz. And now we'll have the inbounds pass. Don't know why I looked at that piece of paper from, again, number 15. Not quite for sure who that is. High inbounds pass. So work it to now 32. Over to Worth. And back out the Watchdogs work it now with Mason Heiberger. Heiberger at the elbow. Back out to Worth. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark. And again, the Watchdogs have not scored here in this fourth quarter. Ty Hertz over to Carter Mart. Mart puts up his jumper, and he's going to be hacked in the lane, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 61-17. And finally, the clock stops. They let an extra 5 seconds tick away there. 61-17. Here comes free throws up for Carter Mart. He misses the first one, short off the front of the iron. Now Michael Schrugard will check in for the Beresford Watchdogs. 61-17, second free throw. That one falls through for Carter Mart, giving him his first point of the ball game. 62-17. As Vermillion just continues their dominance. Now on an 18-0 run. And now a charge taken in the lane by Carter Mart. Trying to drive there was Mason Heiberger. Again, knocks over Carter Mart. It's just the first team foul called on the Beresford Watchdogs that matches as many points as they've scored in this second half. 62-17, 4:15 fourth quarter. By the way, Watchdog fans, don't think like, oh my goodness, what's going on? This is just how good Vermillion is. There's a reason why they're ranked number 1 in Class A unanimously now, with the seed points now in their favor after the loss with Sioux Falls Christian last night. Carter Mart over to Ty Hertz. Bounce pass down, and this one off the glass for TJ Tracy. Give him 5 points in the ball game. 64-17. Dribbling around, back to the top of the key. Now over, spinning it on the pass. Work at the Watchdogs. Back to the top with Shurgard, and he tries to put up a shot. It's blocked and will go out of bounds. Stay, though, with the Watchdogs as they'll make some more substitutions. Jake Goldrich will check on, as well as coming on, Rain Klunkset. Also on to the ball game. And I missed somebody. Maxwell Orr on to the court. So I believe everyone that has dressed as well for the Beresford Watchdogs has seen playing time. 64-17, 3 minutes here in this fourth quarter. Controlled with the Watchdogs. Now on the drive, pull-up jumper. This one is off the mark and will go out of bounds. And now it seems like this JV team for the Vermillion Tanagers is just trying to keep it to 1 point here in this second half. Again, it was at halftime, 37-16. Score right now is 64-17. Jeremy Crow has it over to Ty Hertz. Carter Skolsberg at the block, throws it off the glass as he got one to jump and is able to cash it home. 66-17. Now a 39-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Along the free throw line, extended. Back to the top, they work it with the Beresford Watchdogs. Dribbling between the legs with Orr. Three-pointer from 15. Again, I'm sorry, I do not know his name. And it's off the mark. Rebounded by Skolsberg. Ty Hertz. Hertz drives in, lays it off the glass, and this one is good for 2. Ty Hertz now has his first 2 points in the ball game. I believe we're closing in. Actually, I think everybody, looking down at the score sheet once again, everybody has scored for the Vermillion Tanagers. Except for, nope, I'm sorry. Carter Schollsburg has scored. He's got 2 points as well. So everyone for the Vermillion Tanagers scores tonight. 68-17. That's the first time this happened this season. Right now, the Tanagers, they lead it big. In fact, they lead it by 51 points. 68-17. Vermillion will improve to 16-0 on their season, move to 5-0 in the region, and remain 8-0 inside the DAC-12. Again, Beresford, DAC-12 opponent a few years ago before they left the DAC-12 and made it just 11 teams. Beresford now a part of the Big East Conference. But a great performance by the Vermillion Tanagers, and good to see that everybody that dressed tonight for the Tanagers has that opportunity and has scored. 68-17. We're going to count down the 97 seconds left in the ball game. It's controlled with the Beresford Watchdogs. They work it over to the baseline. Bounce pass in the lane, going off the glass, and get it to go is Rain Klungsat. It's the first field goal of this second half for the Beresford Watchdogs. 68-19, 80 seconds remaining in the ball game. Carter Mart over to Jeremy Crow. Crow using the bounce pass down to Ty Hertz. Hertz back out to Jeremy Crow. Crow loses it off his foot, was able to recover with the ball. Now over to Carter Mart. Mart dribble in between the legs to Hertz to Jeremy Crow. Three-pointer, knocks it down. Jeremy Crow, a big three-pointer. Now give him 5 points for the ball game. 71-19. This is going to be the biggest win Vermillion has had this season. Trying to get a pass, and now in the lane, down the low block, back out. The Watchdogs work it with 37 seconds remaining. Three-pointer, this one is knocked down from Michael Shergard. And back-to-back field goals makes it 71-22. And Vermillion, they can hold as they look up at the clock. The final 20 seconds are going to tick away. Well, stick around. Coming up exclusively on ESPN Radio, 101.5 on the FM dial, AM 1570, or online at kvtk.com. You can hear from head coach Jay Drake as we talk about this big victory, as Vermillion again now moves to 16-0 on the season, 5-0 inside Region 4, the final 71-22. All right, we'll step aside. Coming up is the First Dakota National Bank postgame show here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and online at kvtk.com.
Jensen Insurance and Real Estate in Beresford